Oh, my check, my check. Let's get it, man. Who all in here? Get it, y'all. Let's see what
Keep
we
going, keep going,
got.
yup.
What the fuck, bro? That shit just scared the shit out of me. All right, y'all. We finna dive into these topics.
Charleston White.
All right, y'all. I'm finna get on stream. I'm on live. I'm gonna hit y'all back. All right. All right, y'all. We finna get into some Charleston White, man. Let's dive deep into this shit, man. This shit's crazy. What he talking about, Nolan Wills?
White lost a lot of supporters. A lot of people is done with Charleston White after this recent interview where he spoke on Nolan Wells. What Charleston White said about Nolan Wells is one of the most horrific, despicable, disgusting things I think I ever seen on the internet. This is not okay, man. Now, I don't know what Charleston White's motivation, I don't know what his desire was when he spoke on this, but this is just terrible.
He just always saying some fuck shit, bro. Just some fucked up shit, man.
Well, this is really bad.
Every time I've been around all white people, I ain't never been the butt of the jokes in the week. They only do no.
Fucking sicko,
real
bro.
no. Mean white people don't pick on strong black people.
Charleston White just be talking. But just talking in regards to rappers and entertainment.
Shit don't even make sense, bro. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Make it make sense, man.
Is one thing. But just talking when it comes to an 18-year-old kid who just lost his life, possibly in a tragic fashion, is crazy, bro. It's disappointing. There's no excuse for it. Yo, the amount of attention or clips that Charleston White might have gotten from just talking about this situation or being as inflammatory as possible, yo, it's not worth the amount of pain that you're about to cause to that kid's family, bro. That kid's family got to turn on YouTube and hear you call their son a tap dancing sellout. There's been so many updates and evidence and things that have came forward in regards to this Nolan Wells situation that Charleston White could have spoke on, but instead he chose to speak on something that does not exist. There's no evidence, no proof, nothing about this situation that has came forward points to Nolan Wells being this tap dancing sellout black kid who was so submissive to white folks that that's why they murdered him. Nor was this even a narrative. I didn't even hear the white supremacists try to push this. Like, it wouldn't make it any better, but if this was already an existing narrative that Charleston White chose to latch onto, then I guess you could, again, it's still inexcusable, but you could somewhat see where he was going. But this is a narrative that he created himself and he's attempting to spew. Now, he just doesn't stop at sellout and tap dancing. Charleston White would even assume and make assumptions about Nolan Wells' sexuality, which to me is just out of line, bro.
They put him in jail. So if that was in that water and they were treating him like that, when I look at the pictures and how he was sitting on the boat, they've been him. Yeah. And the daddy probably him too, because he looked filming him in the mulatto boy. This come dead up on the boat with the white folks.
Nolan Wells.
Yeah, he looked filming him like they. Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna even lie. Nigga, if I was, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucking dude that was in the interview, I'd be like, bro, cut that shit off, bro. If I'm the interview, bro, you better talk about, you know what I'm saying, some positive shit, bro. Talking about a kid that's dead, bro. Nah, we ain't having this. You ain't finna sit on my couch talking like this, bro. You gonna get your ass on or you gonna talk right? Which one, nigga? Bro.
Based on the way he's sitting with the white
men, like they putting that, you know,
monkey in the middle.
You know, everybody that boy on the boat. He the only on the boat, and he ain't slanging it.
Charleston White created a made-up scenario, created a fake relationship dynamic, and then based off his fake scenario that he created in his mind, he then stuck accusations on Nolan Wells. See, we don't need to dignify Nolan Wells being broken by his friends. We don't even got to dignify that because clearly his cap is nonsense, is BS, right? It's absolutely nonsense. But I'll blame y'all. See, Charleston White continues to do these interviews where he spew these nonsense, where he goes off on people, where he lie on people, where he says the most offensive thing possible, even about the dead, because y'all continue to watch and enable him. Now, I'm not calling for anybody to be canceled. I'm just calling for people to do better. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen or watch Charleston White. I'm saying, can you not support or give Charleston White the attention when he does things like this? The only reason why he continues to do this is because he understands there's no consequences. Like, he understands, at the very least, all y'all will say is, Charleston, that's messed up, bro, and then go right back to watching the next episode and the next podcast. If y'all at least take away the attention he gives for doing things like this, he's gonna stop doing it. Yo, Charleston White did the exact same thing to Carmelo Anthony, where he disrespected Carmelo Anthony, he violated him, said the meanest things about him. And then when Carmelo Anthony was receiving a lot of favor and it was kind of like positive and lucrative to be on his side, Charleston White switched sides. Now all of a sudden he's pro Carmelo Anthony. Right. He's a spokesperson for Carmelo Anthony, and then he switched sides again and went against Carmelo Anthony. Like, I don't know if this is just like the play to where
I don't know. He was doing that shit for clout or something. Oh God, like yo ass pancaking ass nigga
says these things about Nolan Wells, and then the family reach out, and then all of a sudden he has this come to Jesus moment, and now he's a spokesperson for Nolan Wells' family. But I hope this don't happen. Like, I hope the family don't fall for the bait. Don't invite Charleston White in, because yo, this is just too. Carmelo Anthony is one thing because Carmelo Anthony is alive and well, even though he's in prison. But doing this to a kid who is dead, who you don't even understand the kid's cause of death yet, but yet you're saying because he was a quote unquote, or because he was a quote unquote tap dancing sellout, that's why he's dead, when you don't even know the reason why he's dead, is flagrant and it's foul. And if anybody supports this, bro, y'all are flagrant and foul too.
He's sitting up there like the hoe. He ain't with his shirt off, with showing, bullying everybody like Adrian Brown to do the white folk. He on there in the middle and all the way, and the way they talking to him in the water, let you know he was a weenie for that. Man, come on now.
So a loss of masculinity looks like.
What you mean a loss of masculinity?
That he never had it. Like you saying, he looked like he looked like a gay athlete.
Nolan Wells had a strong father figure in his life, a strong father who taught him how to be a man. No doubt about that. Nolan Wells was described as a leader on every football team he was on, including his high school team and the current team he's on right now. Do you understand what it takes to be a leader of a locker room in football? Football is a gladiator sport. Football is a man's sport. Football is the most violent sport ever. When you touch a football field, it's war. So if you are the leader of a locker room of men who are going to war, how can anybody question your masculinity? How can anybody question like what you're made of? And the worst part about this too, though, is me actually responding back to this as if this is like not just nonsense.
I know the will like that. He probably got groomed like that. You know what I'm saying? To get on the spotlight on bro. Real fast.
Right. Like me actually giving like thoughtful, laid out responses about Nolan Wells as if Charleston White isn't just making it up as he speaks. Charleston White is just making this up on the spot.
Definitely making this shit up.
He's just speaking just to talk. He's talking just to rile people up. Now, I don't know the person that was interviewing Charleston White because that didn't appear to be Terrence Gangster Williams' voice. So I don't think that was Terrence Gangster Williams. But you also got to question the interviewer, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm like, Charleston White is one thing. Like, Charleston White doing what he does is one thing. But you allow that on your platform? You allow that to happen on your platform?
Like, that's what I'm saying. If I was to interview, I'd be like, man, bro, hey, chill out, bro. What the fuck wrong with you, man? That's a dead kid you talking about, nigga. Like, straighten yourself up. Like, what the fuck is your problem?
It's Terrence Gangster Williams' platform, but the interviewer did not sound like Terrence Gangster Williams, which is why I'm calling for Terrence Gangster Williams to fire that interviewer. Get rid of him. That interviewer had multiple opportunities, to step in and say, hey, bro, we not doing that here, man. Sorry. We not disrespecting this kid who just lost his life before we even found out his cause of death.
And this goof ass just laugh like, shit is funny, folks. Yeah, Charleston, keep on talking. Get your lame ass.
We not doing it, bro. We not disrespecting this kid days before his funeral. We not doing it, bro. You see, I think, now, I'm not saying boycott the platform because again, it's Charleston White's fault, not They're just asking questions. But once these platforms begin to realize they're not going to get the engagement and the views they think, but in fact, they're going to get consequences when they platform this, they're going to stop platforming it. They would just stop. If every time Charleston White comes on and disrespects somebody in this fashion, like disrespect a dead kid, and y'all say, you know what, bro, I'm not rocking with this, bro. Sorry, dislike, unsubscribe, we done with this. Then eventually they'll tell Charleston White, hey, bro, you can't say this. Hey, bro, you can't go this far. Hey, bro, no, not today. Nah, stop, chill. But because we do not stand on business, we don't stand on code, right? We treat this as if it's laughable.
Oh man, we need to start putting our foot down around here, goddammit. Like for real, we can't keep, you know what I'm saying, tolerating this fuck shit. For real, we gotta stand on code and you know what I'm saying, keep our foot on these motherfuckers' necks on bro. Nah.
Going to allow to keep on doing this is just not cool. The kid, for God's sakes, is being buried today, and you're on a platform spreading gay rumors about him, saying, you know, like he deserved his death or he's responsible for his death because he's a tap dancer for white folks, even though we have no proof of it whatsoever. It's just plain evil.
And say, homie, when I look at them pictures that they show us of him with them white folks on that boat, I say they were that boy. That's why they left him in the water, so that water can wash out their DNA. That's why everybody covering up. You know, everybody pulled for the when the only in the crew, everybody pulling for him, wishing they can see what's up under the hood. He already probably been over there with him, homie. Man, go back and homie, I study body language. When I look at his body language, he's too docile and subservient amongst them people. And for them people to talk to him like that in the water, they had already been him.
Now, the mama said that he chose to go with another group of white boys.
They were that's why he jumping, that's why he boat hopping. Man, what go do that ain't gay? Just boat hopping, and they ain't got a bunch of white girls he chasing.
If riding on a boat is gay, then okay, then you tell me, how would you have suggested?
Man, this nigga making me mad. I ain't gonna lie. He just saying some stupid ass shit. Just try to get some views and content, bro. Like
straight and heterosexual way for Nolan Wells to have gotten to the island. Should he have crawled on the water? Should he have hopped on the water? Should he have walked on the water? Should he have walked to the island?
Jesus,
what should he have done? Yo, this is just nonsense, bro. There was hundreds of people on the island. There was hundreds of women probably on that island. Nolan Wells was talking to a girl all night. Like, why go out of your way to disparage this man, bro? As if what he has endured is not enough.
What you getting out of this shit?
If the white supremacists are already going out of their way to, they've tried their hardest to make this kid look like he was a bad kid. But even the white supremacists couldn't try hard enough. They looked at every angle and every turn. Everybody loved the kid.
Man, it ain't even just that. It's like a lot of motherfuckers against this case too. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, why you know what I'm saying? Just because he black, you know what I'm saying? You think white people did this? Well, yeah, motherfucker, he was around their ass, of course. Like, what you expect? He's the only black motherfucker. So, of course they did the shit.
Straight A student. Star athlete. No criminal record. So the white supremacists couldn't really find nothing.
That's
so now they only go to is race hustle, race grip. Cool, I bet. So now Charleston White is giving the white supremacists ammo to go at the kid. Now Charleston White is saying the kid was no proof whatsoever. Why? Why are you doing this? I truly want to know, bruh. Like, is Charleston getting paid to do these things? Like, why do this? Why?
They're getting paid.
Why say these things about this kid, man? Who is paying you to do this?
That loose go be on the boat with a bunch of white girls, but that loose booty on the boat with the white boys.
You think this shit funny?
And nigga, he running around. No. Yeah, he got what he was looking for.
Yeah, he didn't go after no women. He went after some more.
Oh, yeah, nigga, everybody,
Bro, wait a minute. You hear the interviewer talking shit with him, bro? Oh, hell nah. Hell nah, bro.
Probably, everybody been commenting that boy and left him in that water, hoping that salt water wash his ass real good. They don't get the DNA. Why do you think it's such a mysterious cover up?
Yeah, but I say, you feel this, so you don't feel there's a mystery here. You feel this is, it's pretty straightforward.
If me and my friends do something, we go cover it up too. So what's the mystery? This is normal human behavior. This is normal human behavior, nigga. This is what you call, this is tribal behavior.
But a black man go missing in 2026, surrounded by a bunch of white boys. Is that not concerning?
For who?
Shit wondering.
For the young black man.
No, black people don't go missing often.
No.
This
We
is
come unfound. Huh?
Yeah, this is a isolated case. And the LGBT need to be involved in this. He got to be one of them. He wasn't what kind of sports he played. I heard Benjamin Crump say the boy was a fine athlete.
Water polo?
Yeah, boy probably was a swimmer. So he swim fine. Not if they've been pushing that off in him. Boy, legs tired. Come on now. Man, listen. Come on now. If he like it, he'll let him do it.
Like, for real, come on, man. It's so goof ass.
Just like any other that's chasing the he'll end up in some crazy positions chasing the This no different. They can't give us no explanation what he doing with these pink toes. And they ain't in the water with him. He lap hopping.
Nolan Wall's family got to sue Charleston White, man.
Hey, Jesus,
Yo,
man.
they got to set an example, bro. You can't just come on this internet and just lie on a dead man, bro. That's out of bounds. Now, Nolan was hanging out with those white kids, not because, he's a tap dancer. It's because, he grew up in Ocean Spring, Mississippi. 95% white. Who do you think he would be friends with, right? The black folks who are not present. Now, his best friend is black. So he did have black friends per se, but those black friends also have white friends, right? The population is like 90+% white. So of course he got black friends and white friends, okay? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think should be the consequences for things like this, okay?
Nigga ain't lying, bro. Nigga need to get canceled. Fold them grave. Fuck that nigga. Shit. All right, y'all. We finna get into some Andrew Tate real quick, man. Let's see this story, man. This nigga locked up.
Andrew Tate is 100% fried and cooked after being arrested by U.S. Marshal pending an extradition to the UK. Yo, after what I heard today, if Andrew Tate is extradited to the UK, Andrew Tate will spend the rest of his life in prison. And I'm almost certain about that based on how things are going. Here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Andrew Tate is charged with being in possession of inappropriate images of underage women. Well, a clip is surfacing right now of Andrew Tate admitting that he had a girl doing webcam services for him when she was underage.
And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28. Vivian's like 21. Girl of 6 years plays along. Vivian's like 21. Girl of 6 years plays along. Vivian's like 21.
If the clip was hard to follow, let me break it down. He said this girl called Vivian was doing cam services for him for about 6 years. He would also say that Vivian is currently 21 and she would help him make other girls feel comfortable doing cam services. Well, if Vivian is 21 and she had been doing cam services for 6 years for Andrew Tate, then that would mean that she was doing cam services well before she was legal. And that's terrible. Like, is evidence like this is going to be presented in court, and I just don't know how he's going to talk his way out of it. Now, a legal expert went on Piers Morgan, and he broke down the intricacy of this case, the possibility of him not being extradited, and Trump stepping in and intervening, and him staying. He also talked about possible sentences for the Tate brothers. Everything just looked terrible right now for Andrew Tate. Like, he's absolutely cooked.
Amber, thank you very much indeed for joining me. How significant are these arrests of Andrew and Tristan Tate on United States soil, especially given the fact there is an extradition treaty, obviously, with the UK, and the belief is the UK are pushing to have them brought to the UK for justice?
Piers, good to be with you. It's very significant. We're talking about 59 total charges now, relating to 7 alleged victims for offenses that span between 2010 and 2017. You have the 21 original charges, and now you have 38 new charges. And so you have 3 alleged victims in the first round of charges, and now an additional 4 victims here. And I know that there's talk on the internet that somehow the Trump administration and allies are going to somehow block the extradition. But since the extradition treaty has been signed between the UK and the US, only one case has ever even been held up for extradition. This is a matter of course where people accused of serious crimes, and this is a serious crime, and when there is at least probable cause that there's enough evidence to justify the arrest, that those people are sent back. It may take a while, it may take a year, it may take 2 years, but these brothers, I believe, will be sent back to the UK and they will face justice.
What the UK did was very strategic because
they gonna send
how they're
back.
moving right, like they kind of silenced a lot of the Andrew Tate's defense. Because right now it's impossible to defend Andrew Tate and not sound like an absolute weirdo and creep. See, the first charges they had on Andrew Tate originally in like 2024, it was like a lot of people knew about it, but they kind of, like correlated it with pimping, right? Because the charges were, he was trafficking women, and then they list out the charges and the details, and it's like, he convinced women through the Playboy method to do webcam services, and then he convinced them to give him all the money. Well, that's just pimping, right? Now, regardless of your opinion on the morality of pimping, most men are not looking at you as an absolute monster for pimping. But when the UK came with the additional charges and you hear things like corn with underage people, inappropriate images with underage people, like corn, hold on, bro. Child porn, hold on, bro. Now it becomes impossible to defend because if you're going to defend Andrew Tate, you're going to have to put your name and reputation on the line right now before trial even starts, before you even get a chance to see the evidence they have. You got to put your name right now on the record that you are defending Andrew Tate regardless of the illicit images of underage people that they claim he was in possession of. Because if you put your name on the line right now and it comes out it's true, you in for a world of trouble. So
yeah, not only that nigga sitting in the interview just blatantly talking about it like, yeah, shit, she was 21 years old, you know what I'm saying? 4-5 years ago, before then, like, nigga, what? Nigga, you just told on yourself, right? You just chilling out, like, you just...
Now, a lot of people defending Andrew Tate is kind of backing off.
Yeah.
I even seen Sneeko, who was defending Andrew Tate in 2024. Now, I know Sneeko and Andrew Tate had their issues as of recent, but even Sneeko is going off on Andrew Tate right now.
So now you're promoting Me Too feminist culture. The fall off is crazy.
See, it's not Me Too feminist culture. It's the fact that they're actually guilty. And I looked through, well, apparently, according to them, I don't know, allegedly they're guilty. Allegedly. At the time, I did believe it. I believe that they were innocent, but you look into it more, and you look into what the Loverboy method is, and you look into what that is. They literally said that they were recruiting women to pimp them out. They had a course talking about how you could become a pimp. Word for word, they just spell out exactly what the Loverboy method is. They say, this is how you do it. If you want a girl to fall in love with you so that you could traffic her, buy my course and I'll teach you how. So first, you make her fall in love with you. You have with her. Then you program her. Then you take her passport. Then she's in love with you. Then you put her on OnlyFans. It's like, that's what the Loverboy method is, word for word. That's what pimping is, allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about, allegedly. To a T, that's exactly what pimping is, and they just did it online. And they did it in Europe with white women. Look at that, too. You know what's so funny? Is that the Tate started grifting the white supremacists, like the white incels, the skin worshippers. They literally got rich pimping out European white women because they were better for money. Like, they made more money. Do you think that they were pimping out Asian girls and black girls? No, they moved to Romania because the crimes, they thought they were going to get away with it. They said, Romania's the third world country. I could be a mob boss. I'm a mafia. I could bribe the police. I'm like the cartel of Romania.
Sneeko and Andrew Tate has had their issues as of lately, so take that with a grain of salt. But that's just an example of somebody who was on the opposite side of the spectrum in 2024 when his Andrew Tate allegations first dropped to where they're at right now. And I feel like when the brother said, yo, man, bro, Trump and them ain't touching this, I agree. Trump is not touching this. Now, Andrew Tate was probably under the assumption he's cool with Barron, he's cool with Don Jr. Trump and them arranged for him to come from Romania to the United States. They were involved in that. They arranged the travel plans, the flight for him to just go directly from Romania to the US so he doesn't stop in Europe. But now I feel like Donald Trump ain't touching this, man. The charges is just too foul and flagrant. What would Donald Trump look like from going to being accused?
It's my fault, but shit, that's gonna fuck up his image. You know what I'm saying? Him president, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Letting motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, that's fucking with underage girls and shit. Nah, like Trump, come on, Trump. You already, you know what I'm saying? You know, already like you already doing this shit, nigga.
Being Epstein's best homie and best friend, to go from being accused of being in the Epstein files, to go from being accused of protecting the Epstein class, to then protecting Andrew Tate and stopping him from being extradited when we're talking about charges involving underage people. That level of PR is something that, bro, Trump don't even want to touch that. So unfortunately for Andrew Tate, he had just bet on somebody who's the most disloyal human being on planet Earth. Trump don't care about you, bro. Right? You traded on your own people. You traded on your own people. Bro, his father is like a black guy from Chicago, I heard. So you traded on your own folks to support that family just for them to trade on you.
Now you have an additional delay in the United States because the brothers are going to be able to try to fight extradition. It's a loser. They're not going to stop the extradition, but they can go from judge to appellate court, even to the U.S. Supreme Court. They can fight it all the way. But here's the bright spot for those of us who want justice, is that as they appeal, they are most likely going to be held in a detention facility, in a jail. They're not going to be out there living the high life like they have been in Florida. They're not going to be co-hosting bare knuckles fighting competitions. They're going to be in a cell while they wait through the appeals.
There was a statement from Joseph McBride, who's the lawyer representing both brothers. Last night, the United Kingdom, a corrupt and fallen nation that jails its own citizens for tweets while ignoring gangs it found too inconvenient to prosecute, conjured up a wave of charges against the Tate brothers. This is not law enforcement. This is a political hit ordered by a dying empire that fears two free men with a microphone more than it fears actual criminals walking its streets. And their case has been taken up by a lot of people online, including Nick Fuentes, who tweeted, "Free Andrew and Tristan Tate. It would be a national humiliation," he said, the United States to allow the UK to extradite them. Two American citizens over trumped-up Me Too charges. The same country that persecutes white people for speech while importing rapist migrants. So you can see the way the political wind is blowing here in certain quarters. The Trumps have historically been, reasonably friendly in terms of their view of the Tates. Does this change that?
I don't think so, Piers, because it's limited to what the Trumps can do here. So first off, what hypocrisy for these internet influencers to take the side of the Tates when they are some of the leading voices against Epstein and the so-called Epstein class. Well, how is this any different than what Epstein had done? At least the accusations are just as serious here, but yet they take up for these guys. I don't know the difference other than I guess they identify Andrew Tate with themselves and the MAGA movement. But even if Trump wanted to do something here, the court system is independent. The only thing that the Trump administration could do if they wanted to is that at the very end, when the courts have ruled and they're about to sign off on sending them back to the UK, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, could block it because he could say that this is a political prosecution, and that would violate Article 4 of the treaty between the US and the UK. But that is almost never the case. I mean, that has happened once to a diplomat, not someone like this. And does the Trump administration really want to be on the side of these notorious manosphere, misogynist, pro-terrorist individuals? I don't think so. And remember, even in the MAGA movement, there's a split when it comes to the Tates, because Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, and his attorney general have been trying to get them arrested in Florida.
There's a 0% chance that Marco Rubio is doing this. J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio are literally campaigning right now, right now to be president. Trump is still president. Vance is doing every podcast in the world. He's going on liberal outlets like The View to campaign for presidency. And his only opponent right now, and on the right, is Marco Rubio.
And
shit. Rubio is campaigning right now. He's working with media. He's putting out stories like, hey, listen, man, Trump going too far. I had nothing to do with that. So these folks ain't about to take that risk, bruh. What, pardon who? Andrew Tate? And then you got to answer for this in about 2 years? Imagine being on a debate stage after Andrew Tate, right? So let's just say this. Imagine being on the debate stage, and then somebody brings up, what's your take on Donald Trump like doing everything in his power to suppress the Epstein files? And then you go, well, listen, man, that was the president's decision. I had nothing to do with that. And then they say, but ain't you the one
about the Tate
who
brothers
stopped Andrew Tate from being extradited to face his charges with underage women? And then you got to answer to that? Man, stop it, bro. You got to answer to the women voters, the female voters who they hate the red pill. Even if they are right wing, they hate the red pill manosphere bros. Man, nobody is taking this risk, bro. If I'm Andrew Tate, I would have stayed in Dubai, bro.
Hey, shit, y'all some Trump supporters. Man, if he did that shit, Trump supporters would have been in trouble. Cause y'all would have been answering to that shit and the Epstein files and more shit. Plenty more shit.
Andrew Tate had a better chance of staying in Dubai, living in Dubai, and forgetting about it. Forgetting about Miami, forgetting about New York, forgetting about all of it, bruh. Stay in Dubai, be rich, be healthy, and never leave at all. See, because when you're in Dubai and you're somebody with that much money or as much funds that Andrew Tate reportedly has, because Andrew Tate claims he has like $1 billion, right? Which I like highly doubt. But Andrew Tate reportedly makes about what, $10 million a month off of like the university. So let's say he's been making about, I don't know, $100 million for about 4 years now. So Andrew Tate got that much money. He essentially can break any law he wants to break in Dubai. They would never extradite him. He has enough money to sit with the princes. So Andrew Tate left that for Miami, especially, the minute he arrived in Florida, the AG said, oh yeah, we're launching an investigation on Andrew Tate and finding out whatever we can charge him with, we're going to charge him with because we don't want him in our state. I don't know why he would do this to himself, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, man. Y'all think Andrew...
I want to go to jail. Shit, who knows? Shit. Bro.
Today was a really bad day.
All right, y'all. Shit, we finna get into this Rick Ross story, man. His downfall. I think this is album, though, man. That album suck ass. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That shit
for Rick Ross. He's currently the laughingstock of the internet. And honestly, you can't feel bad for Rick Ross because he brought it upon himself. Rick Ross dropped an album last week called Set in Stone. Now, Rick Ross spent the last 3 months on a press tour on every podcast promoting this album. When Rick Ross went on his press tour promoting his album, you could tell Rick Ross wanted this badly. Like, Rick Ross wanted this album to be successful badly. Rick Ross was answering almost every controversial question. He was going out of his way to cause controversy in every interview he went in, right? Primarily on the back of Drake. But he was answering every controversial questions that most A-list rapper would kind of skip. He was going out of his way to diss Drake during these interviews because he wanted to drum up some type of controversy, a media storm. He wanted for him to be in, I guess, the media cycle when his album dropped so it could do well, so it could sell well. He was even calling his album a classic. Now, when the album dropped, and again, I'm not being hyperbolic here, the album was an absolute abject failure and a flop. It was a flop in every sense of the word. Every metric you want to use, this new Rick Ross album was a flop. Even if you're one of those hip-hop purist dudes who don't care about numbers per se, this was still an abject failure to you because the music itself was trash and it was poor. And every side of hip-hop, every fan base, every stand...
Motherfuckers don't really listen to his ass like that, man. His ass, I don't know, shit outdated. Some shit. That shit trash, boy.
And fan base came together to say, this is trash.
Yeah.
I think, me personally, the problem with this album was it lacked direction. He just kind of threw a collection of songs together, threw a bunch of like big names, like features, and it just didn't work, nor did it make sense. It wasn't cohesive at all. And the music was just bad and poorly done. So one fan says, every side of hip hop Twitter coming together to agree Rick Ross album is trash. The way his head moves in the animation is frying me. Off the leash flow, LOL. This sounds like someone doing a bad impression of those vocal inflections Kendrick uses. Everybody want to be Future, but not everybody can actually pull it off. Ninjas over 40 riding around to this thinking it's the hardest ish out. This is Juicy J's old flow. 3-6 Mafia influence is crazy in today's rap. Wrap this up by 6:30. He saw Future competing for the worst song of the year award and won it in. Again, the majority of his comments is bad. Like, it's terrible. Why would anyone listen? Or you see now, this critique to me isn't even really like a critique. This is just hate. All right. Because if you want to say, listen, Rick Ross, I listen and the album is trash. But if you're saying just Rick Ross dropping an album in 2026 is a problem for you, that's hate and can't be taken seriously. All right. Someone says shaking his head, even he know is trash. Okay, one person like it. But the rest of the comments is bad, right? It's trash. Somebody says, oh, so he really dropped this trash album with this trash cover, that trash visualizer, and that trash promo just to hit us with a trash flow like that? Everybody is pretty much on the same page. This album is trash, it's piss poor, it's horrible. Now, here's the problem, okay? If you drop an album this trash and this horrible and this terrible, and like the literal internet is telling you, yo, this is trash, your only saving grace is if you could fall back on the numbers and say, yo, y'all saying it's trash, but I sold 250. Biggest boss. But he can't even fall back on that, bruh, because the numbers is probably even worse than how the album sounds. His nightmare began with this announcement, but as the week went on, it got dramatically worse. So Kirko reported that Rick Ross Set in Stone is currently projected to debut outside the top 20 on Billboard 200, which means that he's projected to sell under 26,000 units. Now, it could go from 0, which clearly he's sold more than 0, to 25,000, because 26,000 is where 20 stays. Now, but here's the thing. It's been reported Rick Ross might not make the Billboard 200. Kirko was being generous when they said Rick Ross could sell under 26,000 units, or he was going to sell under 26,000 units. They were being generous because they left it in an open. You could sell 25,000, and that'll be decent. I mean, terrible, abysmal for Rick Ross, but that'll be decent. But Rick Ross is actually projected to miss the Billboard 200. Like, he's projected to not make the 200 at all. You see, you gotta sell about 26,000 to make the top 20. This week, you gotta sell about what, 4,500 to 5,000 to make the 200. If you sell under 4,500, they don't even like keep track. Like, they don't even count it. Like, they don't even like report it. Rick Ross is on track to sell under 4,500. The opening day for the album, which is supposed to be the biggest streaming day, we see this for like many rappers, probably every rapper. The opening day is the biggest streaming day for the album. That's the day where everybody is anticipating the album to drop. They're staying up, they're listening, and right, like there's anticipation for it. And then after the first day, depending on how good the album is, it falls off by like 40%, 30% each and every day. Rick Ross opening day was 1.8 million streams. That's about 1,200 album sales. 1,200. Now, if let's say we're saying, yo, Rick Ross, like even though the album is like piss poor and trash, I wouldn't be surprised if the album fell off by like 70 to 80%. But let's just say he fell in line with what Kendrick Lamar or what Drake did, right? Which is about like 30%. If this fell off by 30% each and every day, you're not making it to 4,500 by the end of the week, bruh. Yeah, again, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because Rick Ross just didn't do the right promotion, if he didn't drop a single, if hip-hop is just beyond Rick Ross as a rapper and they just...
See, I know what's going on. I know what happened. For real. I'm going to tell you what happened, Chad. See, all while he was dissing Drake, he caught that OVO curse. For real, he caught that shit, y'all.
Stick for the personality. But this right here is really, this is like unprecedented. Somebody of Rick Ross caliber doing 1,200 album sales first week is crazy. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life, like ever, like in my life. Now, obviously you have Drake fans who are celebrating. Like one person says, ain't no way Sexy Song for You got more streams on his 516th day. Now, in an attempt to save face, Rick Ross is now reposting this particular interview clip. Now, is unsure if it's old or new, but he reposted this where he's talking about how he don't care about album sales. He don't care about how much the album sells. He just care about the music and the quality. But that's the problem. If you dropped a really, 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 really amazing album, like let's say Killer Mike, right? When Killer Mike dropped his project, the album was a good album. The album was great. Yo, I had to go back and listen. Like, it was a pretty good album. Now, the album didn't sell a goddamn, but it won a Grammy because it was a great album. But in the case of Rick Ross, he dropped an album that was piss poor. It was trash. The quality was bad. And the album flopped. And now he's saying, I don't care about numbers. I don't care about album sales. I just care about the quality of the music. But you don't get to pop it the last 3 or 4 months how Rick Ross was popping it. Telling us he's dropping a classic album, these low boys not on his level, and then you do this. You don't get to repost this after what you did, bro.
Set in stone, my 12th LP. Evie just told me all my albums debuted, you know, all that top shit. You know, Rose never even, I used to never even know when my shit was first. I didn't even care about that.
Yeah.
Teflon, when they said Teflon Dawn, it came out, I want to say 187,000 copies the first week. I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And, you know, my passion and my reaction come from the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, and the streets love you.
Yeah. The big arenas, all that shit, cool. But my mind frame was, man, when we go to these after parties, I want to see the bitches falling over, spilling the champagne. I touched them. That's when that shit fired.
They were definitely doing that in Miami, bruh. The security was pulling people back, and it was crazy.
That's how it is with Rose in the building. But that's what I gauge the music by.
Nobody is buying that shit. Nobody is buying that, bruh. Yo, you could talk like that if, let's say, you're J. Cole. J. Cole don't bother nobody, bruh. Like, yo, J. Cole album like fell off the charts. Nobody cared. You know why? Because J. Cole don't bother nobody, bruh. Man, J. Cole sell his music, go back to his family, and leave people alone. Rick Ross did an entire press tour about how Drake album flopped, about how Drake is trash, how Drake not on his level. We should stop comparing Drake to him. Drake not on his level at all. Nah, at all. So when you do an album tour announcing how Drake flopped and Drake sold over 400,000 copies first week, Drake had 9 out of the top 10 songs on Billboard Top 10 or Top 100, 9 out of the top 10 simultaneously, and then 10 of the album of the songs on the album reached top 10 because What Did I Miss apparently went number 2 before the album dropped as a single. So Drake had 10 records on his album that went top 10.
Go hard too. I ain't gonna lie.
And you said that album was a flop. Drake is not on your level. Nobody is checking for it. The numbers ain't do nothing. And then you drop an album and look where you're at. How can you talk like this and then talk like this once you fail?
Did you put Drake at your level?
No.
You're not putting Drake at your level.
No, see, you might be, I could see it in your eyes, you might be confused with the numbers and all of the fake numbers, flood the marketplace, 50 something. That shit ain't nothing. Remember what I told you, the streets are the streets. If Drake was what he thought, what you think he was or what he thought he was, he would have been able to clear all this shit up, address it, and been moved on. He's still suing the label. That's like him. He might sue you for speaking of him on this situation.
Did you listen to Iceman, the new?
I listened to some of it. My engineer it was horrendous. My homies actually sat there and they lost an hour of their life for this shit.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Are they recovering?
Yeah, trauma.
It's tough.
It is.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Now, by the way,
when you've been waiting after you seen people put ice blocks in the middle of places and promoted and marketed, and the world knew what day it was coming out, and the shit came out and really, folded.
But have you personally listened to every single one of the tracks in the new album?
No, I couldn't do it. I mean, Pitchfork gave it, I said it was mid. Mid meant 5. Pitchfork gave it a 4 point something. No, but it was like, no one's my friend. You left me alone. Oh my, it's that type of shit. You got to be a boss out here, man.
So nothing that would be in your new playlist that you were showing.
Was it anything in my recent
Well, I
playlist?
didn't hear all of them. I don't know if you got to,
I mean,
by which one did you stop? 5?
I'm not
did
sure.
you make it to 5 or 6?
I'm not sure. You got to realize when it was going, it's music people that's on my team I allow them to be you could be a Drake fan if you like his music. I'm not going to tell you, no, don't put, we not on that type of shit. Listen to it if you want to listen to it. And I had people that listened to it. By the 5th song they came out, they was like, damn, this shit whack. And they went back in, listened to it.
Said about his
I'm
shit.
like, it's not nothing that's dope. You don't hear nothing like Jay-Z and Alicia Keys in New York. I say you don't hear none of that. This a motherfucker who always bringing up Michael Jackson. What a Billie Jean at? What a Thriller? And
Imagine talking that hot about an album that sold 400,000 copies first week, and then apparently, according to 50 Cent, he's seen Rick Ross album sales so far.
Hey, 50 Cent gonna talk his shit on bro.
So because Rick Ross is selling
shit.
like under 4,500, there's not enough data on his album sales, but 50 Cent actually has tools. 50 Cent says, I just saw your record sales, LL 2,000, what the F?
Bro.
And I was right. He sold 1,200 first day. So now, 2,000 or around 2,000 sounds about right. It sounds about right. So Rick Ross is selling 2,000, but he was calling an album who sold over 400,000 a flop. Like, come on, bruh.
That's a flop.
I don't like to celebrate people's downfall. I just don't.
That's a damn flop.
Man. Contrary to popular belief, I just don't. But when you get to talking like that about other people who's not bothering you, nah, bro, you gotta reap. Listen, man, you gotta reap what you sow. All right, now 50 Cent also posted this, and the song title was Mr. Recoup, making fun of Rick Ross not being able to recoup. 50 is he's having a blast with this. Like, he is having an absolute ball with Rick Ross flopping. And he would also post this where like Rick Ross is talking about how nobody is listening up for Drake's music, how he's the boss, et cetera, et cetera. And then 50 Cent would post, that ish was a firecracker. Only friends and family got it. LOL. Check out my channel. Bet. And I don't think 50 wrong either, bro. Rick Ross, man. Bro, learn a lesson from this, man. Don't root for other people's downfall because your turn is like right around the corner. Okay. Let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? Okay. If you're still.
Nah, Chad, I'm been stressing it, man. Like, he got caught with that OVO curse. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's real. Let me stop before I get copyrighted. All right, y'all.
Gilbert,
we definitely finna go into some Gilbert Arenas, man. He got his podcast, take it down off that underdog shit. Let's dive deep into the story, man.
Arenas finally got his revenge on this snake, Rashad McCants, and it's so satisfying to see. For the last year and a half, Gilbert Arenas has been fighting for his podcast and the brand that he created. Underdog Sports essentially stole his podcast right from under him. See, they entered into a partnership where Underdog would front the production costs and pay Gilbert Arenas and his co-hosts. In exchange, they will own the YouTube channel that the podcast would be on. They slowly but surely stole Gilbert Arenas' podcast and brand from him. They brought on Skip Bayless. They took Gilbert Arenas from 5 days a week to about 2 days a week while giving Skip Bayless and the football show 3 days a week. So that was kind of weird and odd. That was not really agreed upon. But then they sent Gilbert home towards the end of his contract, and then they essentially was doing a show without Gilbert in the middle of the NBA playoffs. So that right there was a spit in the face. But that right there was when Gilbert said, you know what, I'm done. Gil felt comfortable walking away from Underdog because he thought he had the leverage. He knew that his co-hosts, their contracts was expiring and up for renewal with Underdog in a couple of months. So if he walks away, he can just start a podcast, and once his co-host contract expires with Underdogs, they'll all just join him on his new podcast, effectively leaving Underdog without a podcast to really run. So yeah, they stole Gilbert's show, but is it really a show if all the co-hosts leaves and join Gilbert? And Gil was confident that these dudes would be loyal to him because he's the reason why they even got into podcasts.
Gil, shit, he make the show. I ain't gonna lie to you.
In the media, he's the one who gave them their first opportunity, and no way would they allow a company to get in the middle of what they started. No way they would allow a company to step in, steal a show from Gilbert, kick him off the show, and then still stay with that show. Underdog had a clause within their contract. I guess they saw this coming, where Gilbert is not allowed to negotiate or talk terms of a new contract with any of the hosts while they're under contract with Underdog. So for the most part, when Gilbert Arenas went home, he's not allowed to talk a contract or offer them a contract. So he's just operating under blind faith. I know my guys. I know when their contract is up and we're able to talk, they're going to come and join me. I don't even need to talk about it. Gilbert had all this faith in everybody on the team until he turned on social media one day and seen Rashad McCants, one of the original co-hosts that he gave his first opportunity to, stuck his neck out for, kept him employed when all the fans wanted him gone. He's seen Rashad McCants go on the Underdog podcast immediately after Gilbert Arenas was fired and pledge his allegiance to Underdog. And not just pledge his allegiance to Underdog, claim he's not going anywhere, he's staying at Underdog, effectively taking him out of the conversation of going back to Gil Arena and doing a podcast with Gil once his contract.
Hey, one thing, you don't want to be friends with niggas like this, man. This is unloyalty right here. This is definition of unloyalty.
Contract expires. But he would also go off on the co-host and call them disloyal and say they're not as loyal to Underdog as he is. So not only is he pledging allegiance to Underdog, he's trying to convince the co-host to pledge allegiance to Underdog too and not go back to Gil Arena.
Grab that. Rashad. First and foremost, I want to say shout out to Underdog. You know, I had to wear what I'm so proud to be wearing, you know, giving us the opportunity to be able to show and prove as the #1 sports show on the internet, YouTube, everywhere else. I just want to be able to.
He's sucking.
Crazy.
Oh, oh. I almost spit this water everywhere.
I guess the gloves was off, right, Nick? I guess the gloves were off.
Oh.
And I shook your hand before the show.
But I talked about my lungs.
Okay.
It's a glaze. It's Glaze Wednesday.
You said this.
Okay. Thanks again. You know, obviously he's picked sides, but we already know where he's gonna go. So, back to my point.
You get to really see what people's characters are made of when they feel like they have leverage over you. See, when Rashad McCants, you know, is just the employee and Gilbert Arenas is like the boss, you know, his true character towards Gil can't really show, but now is really showing.
Shit, I think he never liked the Gil in the first place, if you ask me. Like, he just, you know what I'm saying, it was an opportunity. Like, oh yeah, okay, I can get on the podcast, I get some money, make some money, cool, all right. I don't really like this nigga though, but I'll make some money. Like, that's how he felt. You know what I'm saying?
He's even snitching on Nick Young in real time. Yeah. Y'all see how he's acting? Yeah, you already know where he's gonna go. Telling the bosses, yeah, Nick is gonna go back to Gil once his contract is over, but I'm here to stay. Now, when Gil saw, Gil was disappointed. Gil was like really disappointed in Rashad McCants for doing something like this because he felt like it was just treason. Like, why? Right? Like, why would you do something like this? Like, why not be loyal to somebody who essentially gave you the opportunity in the first place? You wouldn't be an Underdog without Gilbert Arenas.
Are you nervous, baby?
Yeah, baby. He said he's making his decision right now.
I'm so proud to be wearing, you know, giving us the opportunity to be able to show and prove.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Sports show on the internet.
They gave me the opportunity. I gave you the opportunity.
Ooh!
No, Nick, no, he's serious. He's making his decision. Don't laugh, King, and stop laughing.
He did it, man.
Skip. Stop laughing, Brandon. Stop laughing. Don't laugh. He's serious.
It's a Glaze Wednesday.
You said this.
Okay. Thanks again. You know, obviously he's picked sides. So we already know where he's going.
Oh my God, Fredo! So you're not on my side. You're not with us. You was one of my best soldiers.
Oh.
He never liked
Baby, what you gonna do?
You do got to see though.
Like this shit right here, like this a sign. Like he never liked it. The motherfucker at the beginning. Man, what the fuck calling me? Ain't my fault, chat. Damn. But anyway, the motherfucker that never liked him at the beginning with though, chat. You know what I'm saying? You could tell this signs right here prove it.
Yep.
Pat Bev, Evan Turner, baby, can you get them? God.
Don't be mad, baby.
That's not even the worst of it. Gilbert will find out from a former producer from on the show that apparently Rashad McCants and other people on the show was talking trash about Gilbert Arenas to the bosses. So Gil hires them, give him an opportunity. The bosses steals Gil's show from underneath him, get rid of him. Instead of them riding with Gil, once Gil leaves, they start talking trash about Gil to the bosses to gain favor with the bosses. Just one of the nastiest things anybody can ever do.
I tell you everything saying while you wasn't there, Gil. There was a lot of snickering going on, man. I recorded some of that too, man. I tell you. You know how I am. You know, my phone full of I kept meaning to wear my recording glasses. I didn't want to make it too obvious though.
I run around with the meta glasses on recording weird. This is interesting though. I wasn't anticipating this. If this says that Kenyon Martin was talking bad about Gil behind his back, after this on a whole rant, trying to embarrass this man about talking behind his back before he even knew him.
Hey man, it was talking about you, Gil.
Wow. Wow.
Don't hire none of them motherfuckers, Gil.
Whoa.
Don't hire none of them motherfuckers, Gil. I'm putting my face on. Don't hire none of them motherfuckers, Gil. They were talking all the time about you, man. You see what Ken did to me? Don't hire them motherfuckers, man. You see what he did to me on camera? Huh? That cool? You better not hire that. Now chop this.
No.
Funny ass laugh.
We done. So they did all of this backbiting, all this snake activity, turning on their own homie for the infrastructure, and the company being company man, going against their own homie and their own friend who put them on, just for them to get fired shortly afterwards. They turned on Gil for the company, just for the company to turn on them and fired everybody, letting everybody go. Now, none of them got a job right now.
Motherfuckers
Gilbert, big dog, Gilbert, you hiring still? Hey man, all that I said about you getting fired, man, it's water under the bridge. It never happened. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. I'm with you, baby. Hey, you still hiring, right? Cause ain't no jobs opportunity over here. They said, man, everybody gone. They fired the dog. You know the little dog Brandon used to bring? They told Brandon and that little dog to get up.
The fuck out of here.
McCants got fired with the whole underdog outfit on. I said, they fired mascots. They be sucking that. They fired. Nah. Ain't live like this, man. Hey.
Look at God. The person they thought had no leverage, Gil, the person they turned on for the company, now has all the leverage. See, Gil owned the podcast name, Underdog on the YouTube channel. Okay? See,
I don't, like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? You thought you was gonna, you know what I'm saying, be the man and some shit. You know what I'm saying? Now look, you ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? You broke, busted, and disgusted now. God damn it. Yeah, I gotta take that though. Oh, bro.
Companies weren't willing to offer top dollar for Gil's new podcast because Underdog essentially had the same podcast. But once Underdog stopped the podcast and got rid of everybody, now companies is now willing to offer Gilbert Arenas top dollar for the podcast, because now it's like if Underdog had the podcast going on, essentially they would be split in audience. But now Gilbert has the entire audience to himself now. Right. And now companies now is offering Gilbert multi-millions of dollars now. So now Gil has an opportunity to put a lot of money in a lot of people's pockets.
Mm-hmm.
But those same co-hosts who would have had a guaranteed job, if they ain't turn on him, now they unemployed. And Gail just did Carmelo Anthony's podcast, and Gilbert, pretty much said he's not giving none of them a job. Well, I think he says a couple, like 2 or 3 of them. But Rashad McCants, he spoke on directly. He's not getting a job under no circumstances at all.
I mean, I know they still had to do their job, but like I wanted to see where the loyalty was.
Was there anything specifically? You said Rashad specifically. Was there anything that he specifically did that let you know,
Yes.
like, I really care?
He kept shouting out the dude's name that was tanking our show.
Cemetery Lit.
Yeah, like the dude didn't do nothing for you, dog. He didn't. Your deal was done before he got here. First of all, real talk, he tried to fire you at the beginning of the season. He tried to fire you at the beginning of the season.
Damn.
That's why they were trying to, like, Skip was getting paid for 4 days. He was only there 3. One was going to be our show. And that was to replace him because they both contrarian. They both go against it. But they said Skip does it better. He don't cuss. He don't drop the N-bomb every other hour. So they're looking for these sponsors. So they're trying to fire you. Me and Joe standing on 10 toes. Nah, we good. We're good with our roster. We're number 1 with our roster. Right? So what they did is like, all right, well, Joe and Gil ain't breaking. Hey, Rashad, you want to play? You want to go to the football? Yeah, come on, football on Friday. Yeah, do a little football. So you're going to jump on the football. Then they're like, hey, can Skip come on the show with you? We can do that on Friday too. Then they do an episode with Skip on Friday. And he's like, oh man, me and Skip. And so they did that to him.
Right.
But I'm like, yo, dude never did anything. Why are you going with dude? I told you we had beef and we had war. He's trying to take over Gil's arena. So you giving him shout outs, 3 of them. So I'm like, all right. I told you we beefing with him.
Crazy, man.
So the fact that you in your shout out, it ain't Underdog. Me and Underdog, we good. Jeremy, Nick, like Kate, those are beautiful people. They just hired a dude who was just a weed. Right? And he kept shouting this dude out. And I was like, all right, okay, y'all got something going on. He done promised you something. I bet.
Got you. Okay. That's understandable, man. I get it.
I get it. Dirty business, boy.
Like me and Shad didn't have no problems. Like I didn't have no problem. Like what he did is what he did. It's just that, why you like him? Like why are you picking him over us?
Y'all haven't spoken since?
Nah.
Yeah, nah.
Okay.
I wouldn't speak to his ass neither, yo.
How could you do that though? Like I understand where he's coming from. I mean,
listen,
you might want to hear him out.
No. What I'm saying is if it was Underdog, like giving him a better position and say an Underdog and Jeremy, like, yo, we want you as a star.
I know how it goes.
Like, this you did for 4 years. You deserve your own show and all this.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
Yeah,
but I told you I have a problem. Me and Joe, he's trying to fire us. He tried to fire you. We beefing because of you, technically. Because we not letting what was going down go down. We're not integrating. This was player podcast. Right? So we're standing down for you. So for you to pick his side, that became a problem.
That's some nasty work, bruh. And Rashad McCants picked the company's side because the company probably promised them all type of stuff. Oh yeah, Gil think he the star, but we think you the star.
Bro, they like, nigga, we can, give you this much money, we can get, get you a house, you could be the, the star, the mega star of this podcast, nigga. We can do you all this type of shit. He like, yeah. Oh shit. All right, word. All right, cool. Cool fast, nigga.
Yeah, we gonna put you and Skip Bayless and give you your own show. You gonna be the new Stephen A. Smith. I'm just so glad, man, that people got to witness in real time disloyalty not being rewarded. People get to witness in real time while being loyal to the soil, while having integrity and character will always be beneficial. 1,000%, man. Now, Gil got a multi-million-dollar deal. A company have stepped in, their foot in the bill. Now, I hate the fact that Gil keeps getting these deals because Gil is a multi-millionaire. Just pay your staff, pay your host, and do your podcast on your own, bruh. But another company have stepped in. They're launching their show in September. And Rashad McCants is on the outs with no home right now. Now, Rashad McCants heard what Gil had to say, and he responded back, and he wrote, hey, yo, I'll tell y'all what, ball up top. If it sound like a lie, it's a lie. Bring me on the show to clear it up. I got receipts.
Hell nah.
Bro, we watch it in real time. Like, we watched you turn on Gil in real time when everybody seemingly was supposed to be on board. If a company came in and stole the podcast from under somebody who started it.
Man, fuck that. He just want to be seen. That's all it is. Man, y'all miss y'all, folks, man. I just want to be seen with y'all ass, man. I'll tell y'all what really went down, folks.
Who you started it with. You should have been on some, you can't do that to my mans, bruh.
Bro.
When his contract is up, I'm gone. But instead, you did an entire ceremony dedicated to Underdog and why you're staying and not going back to Gil. Right? And even like this fan coming right here saying, yo, you ain't got ish really to say, man. You was sinking Gil sent to wrath. You was able to afford a boat with a new captain and said, F that ninja. Whole time the boat was a rental. It ain't much to say. Yo, I agree 1,000%, man. Okay. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay?
Nigga, that's what I gotta say about it. Just, yes. Bro, that don't make no damn sense, man.
Big Meech.
All right, y'all. We finna get into this, you know what I'm saying, story of 50 Cent and Big Meech, man. Let's dive deep into it. God damn it.
Finally responded back to all the allegations and he exposed 50 Cent today. Here's what took place. Big Meech got out of jail. 50 Cent began to run this campaign calling Big Meech a rat because Big Meech took a picture with Rick Ross and 50 Cent and Rick Ross been beefing for a while. 50 Cent felt like Big Meech owed him something because, you know, he executive produced the BMF show on Stars. He gave Lil Meech a show. So he just felt like Big Meech owed him loyalty. So when Big Meech took the picture with Rick Ross, 50 Cent automatically began to run this snitch campaign against Big Meech, which I always thought was weird because if 50 Cent really thought Big Meech was a snitch, why did he do business with Big Meech for so long? It never made sense to me at all. 50 Cent made an Instagram post calling Big Meech a rat. And in that same post, he introduced us to a lady called Tammy for the first time. In the first post declaring war on Big Meech, 50 Cent wrote, the biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cohen. Her tell-all doc reveals the truth. Then he posted a picture of a rat and put, I think I'm Big Meech. We'll get to who Tammy Cohen is shortly, but 50 Cent will reveal that Tammy will be doing this documentary exposing Big Meech for snitching. Now, this was posted about a year ago. The documentary still hasn't dropped yet. It still hasn't came out. And we've barely heard anything from Tammy so far. So I don't know the update or the process of that documentary. It sounds like it's not happening because of what we learned today. So 50 Cent would also drop a call from somebody other than Tammy where this person was claiming that they had information on Big Meech snitching.
It's called Tammy Cohen. She's privileged to what's called the affidavits in support of the wiretaps. Okay. It's like 3 affidavits. In those affidavits, it tells Meech's full role. Now, I wasn't allowed to have them because they played this, I'm this kingpin and I'm this killer and they life in jeopardy. Right. In danger. Right. That's why they was able to close the courtroom. We'd have been out at Meech. But they played a cold game. I give it to her. And they was playing chess and we was playing checkers. Okay. She used the threat of her life and that I was gonna have some hitmen in the federal courtroom to kill her, and they closed the courtroom to the media. My shit standing room only. A dude in that city, homie. Right. I'm that dude in that city. Right. So that's why it ain't been came out. But the affidavits in support of the wiretap, she has them. So she can get them for sure. If she got them. Okay. She got them. The only person they barred from having the documents was me. Okay. Okay. So you the only one that don't got the information. Right. Gotcha. Everybody else, it's called discovery. Everybody else got the packet. Okay.
50 Cent said again, Tammy, the truth is coming. We about to expose Big Meech. The Tammy documentary still hasn't dropped yet. It's been about a year and a half. Now, the person on the audio you just heard, his name is Cuffy. Cuffy is the man that's claiming that Big Meech told on him. Not because Big Meech's name isn't in any paperwork, but Cuffy is claiming that because Big Meech connected him with a woman called Tammy, he believes that that woman is the one who told on him. So hence he believed that Big Meech third party cooperated.
Oh yeah, I got Cuffy right here, man. St. Louis legend. You know what I'm saying? And I know people heard me speak about
first thing. Is that a trick question, bro? What the
Peach's paperwork situation with the last interview that we had, and a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say. They don't believe it, Blue's hating. You know what I'm saying? And when I went back and I looked at everything, I was like, you know what, bro? It's only right and only one way to really do it. You good? Only one way to really do it and just let Dog speak for itself. So I wanted him to call in, and this is him calling in during the interview. Go ahead, Cuff, man. You can introduce yourself and take the flow.
Hello, what's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, a lot of people, man, is thinking that this thing is made up or this thing is fake or that I have an axe to grind. You feel me?
Right.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech.
That's definitely like Tupac, though.
And Tammy Collins, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential source 1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Collins signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. Plain and simple.
So 50 is working with Cuffy.
Folks say it's got that thug life in him. I'm trying to tell you.
He's working with Tammy, and he's working with these people to expose Big Meech. They're planning this huge documentary. Cuffy's going to do this huge movie, and 50 Cent is going to executive produce everything to expose Big Meech for quote-unquote snitching. Now, Big Meech has responded back to this in the past. But this week, Big Meech says, you know what? I'm not going to convince you guys that 50 Cent is lying on me. I'm not going to convince you guys that I didn't snitch. But what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to go ahead and tell the dude who's saying I snitched on him, tell him to unseal his paperwork and send it to you guys. And then come back to me and tell me I snitched. And when Big Meech did that, that changed everything.
Man, you know, they always say you can't argue with yourself. So sometimes you gotta let this talk and say anything, and then people find out what they're saying ain't nothing. Like, if you don't got nothing to hide, then what you gotta speak up for? I don't got nothing to hide. I don't got no points to prove. You know what I'm saying? If I done anything wrong, if any man done anything wrong when it comes to being a rat,
yeah,
you got paperwork. Ain't no such thing as he third party.
She say,
you can't. I can't say, hey, you tell for me, and they gonna give me the time up. No, because you know who got to go in that courtroom to get his time cut?
You do.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you gonna be in that. It's on the docket sheet that you going in here.
Ain't no hiding that docket sheet either.
Right. Ain't no hiding that.
Or no sentencing transcript.
You see what I'm saying? So like, you can't appoint someone to tell for you, and then. Or what they want to call it third party, and like you get the credit for it, or they can't fuck up the case, cause he or she is the DEA. You know what I'm saying? What I will say, like, when it come to me, like, I ain't used to doing a whole lot of talking anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, not when it come to some negative shit. Yeah. I'm on positive shit. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm going to exonerate myself because I'm an honorable man. Always been honorable and stand up. And those dudes that I left in them joints that took pictures with me and walked the yard with me, they the ones got the attitude. Yeah. So the trolls got to deal with them.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to deal with them, and you may not never know who that may be.
Wack 100 was actually in communication.
I don't know, man. Your son, you know what I'm saying, a rat too. Bro, chip off the old block, you feel me?
With Cuffy's daughter and Cuffy. So when Big Meech put out the challenge of, go get Cuffy's unsealed paperwork and then come back to me, and then we'll have a conversation, Wack 100 called up Cuffy's daughter, called up Cuffy, and Cuffy and his daughter, to their credit, didn't hesitate. They sent over the paperwork. They sent over the unsealed documents for everybody to see. And, bruh, what I saw was terrible, bruh. What I saw was bad. It was really bad.
He said, I bet you he won't send them to you. I said, well, you got all the paperwork. He said, I don't got that. That ain't my case. So I said, it ain't no big deal. So first I told Prince, go pull the pre-sentence agreement and the transcripts. Prince double back, say he can't get to it. So what you mean he can't get to it? Here go the nigga information. He says it's sealed. Okay.
Sealed.
That don't make sense. Why it's sealed, but tell Cuffy, hey, they say it's sealed. Oh, no, ain't nothing. Let me put you with my daughter. Tell your daughter what you need. So I tell Prince, yo, give me the docket numbers to what's sealed. So Prince give me the docket numbers. So I specifically tell her, hey, I need these two. She calls the attorney. Attorney sent it to her. She emailed it to me yesterday. I want to put emphasis on, because people gonna be saying, whack, how could you get sealed documents? Well, whoever the individual is could always contact his attorney. They got all the documents, and that's what happened. And I got record of who emailed them to me last night. So the sealed documents that I got was emailed to me by Cuffy and his family.
Slow as hell.
Without saying too much, Cuffy did get 27 years in the feds.
I personally made videos calling Big Meech a snitch and a rat in the past. Now, I didn't call him a snitch directly, but I kind of paraded the allegations that Cuffy came online to present towards Big Meech. So I personally said, hey, listen, if I said something about Big Meech that wasn't true, before I can come on this channel and recant or...
Man, shit, I ain't gonna lie, like, if your son threw a gun on his homie and then told the cops, like, yeah, y'all ain't get the weed too that he got, y'all ain't get the drugs that he got, bro, like, that, who he learned that shit from? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck he... bro, his fucking father, he a big-ass snake, fucking rat.
Take back anything. I need paperwork, I need proof. So I got two specific documents that was unsealed. And when I went through it, this is what I found. First red flag I found on this paperwork was Cuffy got 27 years for 2 murders and trafficking charges. Now, the first murder is of this guy called Tate Howard, who was murdered April 5th, 2010. Now, Howard was murdered in retaliation for snitching on Cuffy's brother. Cuffy's brother is named as Darren Gatlin in the paperwork. Howard told on Darren Gatlin, got Darren Gatlin 210 months in prison, while Howard got a reduced sentence. Cuffy got him killed because of that. This is where it gets really bad for Cuffy, and it gets worse, trust me. Cuffy, in his plea deal, confirmed that Derek Clemens and Raymond Jones shot and killed Tate Howard. So Cuffy admitted, yo, yeah, I called the hit on Howard, I got him killed, but the shooters was Derek Clemens and Raymond Jones. The 27-year sentence alone should have told you guys that something nasty was going on. Bro, you don't murder a federal informant and get 27 years, but it gets worse. That's just the first instance that Cuffy gave information. But that don't excuse Big Meech just yet. We're gonna get to the Big Meech part, because you can still rat on a federal informant. You can still rat on a rat. If you rat on a rat, that don't accuse your rat. And so we're gonna get to Big Meech, and we're gonna figure out the Big Meech telling us. Y'all will be surprised by the result after everything y'all been hearing online for the last year and a half. Cuffy would admit to ordering the murder of another man called Terrence Morgan. Now, Cuffy would admit that he ordered the murder of Terrence Morgan as a preventative measure to stop him from cooperating with federal authorities. Now, Terrence Morgan was murdered on May 2nd, 2013. Gatlin ordered Terrence Morgan murder after learning about a pending DEA investigation and discovering that the DEA had recently contacted Terrence Morgan. So Cuffy believed that Terrence Morgan was snitching on him, so he got Terrence Morgan killed and confessed to it. Again, this is where it goes all bad for Cuffy. Cuffy would also admit that a man named Andre Rush, who was also a distributor, who also stored drugs for Cuffy and operated as a hitman for Cuffy. Cuffy would claim that he paid Andre Rush to shoot and kill Terrence Morgan. And as bad as that is, the snitching ain't even done yet. You gotta be a bold person, a bold individual to have that in your paperwork, but be out here bringing attention to yourself, accusing other people of snitching. Now, I don't know if 50 Cent knows this man's a snitch. What I would say is this, though. 50 Cent working with this man, doing business with this man, trying to launch a documentary, a series, all in spite of Big Meech. I think 50 Cent gotta, hey, bruh, if you know he a federal informant and you working with him in that regard, but you shaming Big Meech, then you all bad, then you wrong. But I can't say 50 Cent knows this man's a rat. Again, his paperwork just got unsealed. I can't tell you if 50 Cent is aware this man is a federal informant. But 50, if you find out or you know, bruh, you swore to an oath, you swore to operate a certain way, you doing business with this man is a bad look for you. Especially now that you know he's a federal informant. He went out all bad from what the paperwork states. Now, if Cuffy can provide an additional paperwork, if Cuffy can prove, oh, nah, bro, we sent the wrong paperwork, here's the right paperwork, then we can have that conversation. But as of now, the paperwork that y'all provided, or they're saying y'all provided, bruh, this is all bad. And it's 50, if you're working with this dude, it's also all bad. Now, let's get to the Big Meech thing. Cuffy claimed that Big Meech told on him. But when you look at Cuffy drug charges and the trafficking charges, it tells a different story. In the paperwork, Cuffy officially admits to law enforcement. He pled guilty to conspiring with Fidel Suarez, Lawrence Gibbs, Terrence Morgan, Andre Rush, and Timothy Rush to traffic narcotics. So Cuffy admitted that a lot of these dudes, who, by the way, has nothing to do with Big Meech. I think Suarez is the only person who may have some connection to Big Meech, but Lawrence Gibbs, Terrence Morgan, Andre Rush, and Timothy Rush has nothing to do with Big Meech. Big Meech don't know those dudes. Those are Cuffy guys, and Cuffy said that they all conspired to traffic narcotics. So his drug charges have nothing to do with Big Meech at all. Cuffy would also admit to conspiring to traffic with another plug that got nothing to do with Big Meech. Now, the amount of weight that Cuffy admitted to is like an unimaginable amount of weight, which makes the 27 years just seems like crazy. But Cuffy admitted to these things. He admitted to doing these things. Now, if Cuffy went and says, hey, man, the Fidel Suarez document I saw looks a certain... I feel like Cuffy got a first answer to the two bodies, that you told on. Then you got an answer to telling them folks that you traffic narcotics with Suarez, Gibbs, Morgan, Andre Rush, and Timothy Rush. You also got an answer to how you was already under DEA investigation before you claimed Big Meech put you in contact with Tammy. You was already under DEA investigation, right? They already had you for conspiring with Gibbs, Morgan, Rush, and Timothy Rush, and everybody. Now, if you want to say, hey, man, Big Meech, told Tammy to contact me and Fidel Suarez, you first got to deal with you telling on your own homies, then you telling on the two bodies, and then we can have a conversation. But as of now, Big Meech didn't tell on you from what we see. Right? From what I saw, Big Meech is not a snitch. Big Meech didn't tell on anybody. Especially when it comes to Cuffy. Cuffy told on himself. He took a plea deal to get 27 years. Man, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this.
We probably don't got paperwork, though. You know what I'm saying? He probably did snitch, though. Shit. Who knows?
More bad news.
Bro. Oh, man. We finna get into this story of Christian Rock. Bro. You know what I'm saying? What? She... supposedly a story, you know what I'm saying, that she got a baby daddy killed. Supposedly. Let's find out. Let's see what's going on.
For Christian Rock. The chances that Christian Rock is in a jail cell by the end of the year is very high. Christian Rock is absolutely cooked. So TMZ reached out to law enforcement after rumors began to circulate that Christian Rock was involved in the death of her ex-boyfriend, Ronnie. So the law enforcement official gave TMZ an answer. Now, that answer, from my perspective, is not good for Christian Rock, but we'll get there, okay? let's just first address why people believe that Krishan Rock is involved in Ronnie's murder.
In the next 4 to 6 weeks, God willing, Krishan is going to be required to do a court-ordered paternity test. And once we get this paternity test, we shall have more. Right here, Junior right here.
You
Weird as you weird as shit. You weird as shit.
What's wrong?
You weird as shit. Nobody stalking you. That's my son. That's my son. That's my son. What you want to do?
Excuse me.
What do you want to do?
I'm calling the cops.
I don't give a call him. Nobody touch you.
Go to the cops.
Call him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, so that ain't Blueface Kid for real. Damn, I thought the whole time that was Blueface Kid. So she probably did get folks bumped off. You know what I'm saying? So Blueface can be in the limelight, so it won't be like she been fucking, you know what I'm saying? You know, all that goofy ass shit on, bro. She probably did have something to do with that shit.
I'm calling the cops.
Police ass. You a police ass.
Time to go.
You a police ass.
Yes, you heard right. We just got the update. So apparently, there have been some money on Ronnie's head since Friday. What's today? Tuesday. So since Friday, apparently somebody put some money on his head. Somebody wanted him dead. And y'all, I found out exactly how it happened. So one of the neighbors says that Ronnie was sitting in his car outside his house when all of a sudden this car pulled up behind him. A person gets out the car. He didn't realize that they had a gun or whatever. They ran up on the car real quick, y'all. They shot him 10 times. So whoever this was, they wanted this done quickly. Now, I'm not going to say it's not a coincidence that him and Krishan did have...
The ex-boyfriend who was following her from state to state trying to get a paternity order because he was convinced that was his son and that she was trying to pin his baby on Blueface and ice him out. Now, he was shot and killed a week before the last court date that would require Krishan Rock to give him a DNA test, right? Now, here's the thing. Her sister did, the Jason Lee interview where the sister says... she implied that Krishan Rock did this, right? She implied that Ronnie was shot and killed to avoid the paternity test, right? And other people have came and spoke out. Blueface have came and spoke out and says that he don't trust Krishan Rock. She's a backdoor artist. But here's the thing. Krishan Rock has confessed to a lot of people in this industry that she did this. I'm not capping. I'm not lying. That's just 100% fact. Right? If Krishan Rock wants to deny it, I would tell her who she told that she did this. She already confessed to doing this to a lot of people in the industry. Multiple people. Multiple people have told me that Krishan Rock has confessed to them. So it's either she was popping it and lying, or she really did this. She told them specifically, bro was playing around too much. Right? Like, bro pulling up on her like at the mall was her last straw. So she has told multiple people this in the industry, that she has confessed that she was the one who put the hit on Ronnie. Right? Now, there's a Neon clip, like from a stream, that has somehow disappeared from internet. If anybody can find it, y'all let me know. Where she's telling Neon, he's going to end up in the grave like her baby daddy for playing with him. Now, there's an audio from a few years ago where Wack 100 is predicting that Krishan Rock will be arrested for Ronnie's murder eventually.
Usually when like that happens, the target never gets hit. And I hate to see she got that little boy in the car and she don't get to cooperate and them niggas do what I know they'll do, bro.
Right. And you still think that ain't Blueface baby, right?
No, that ain't Blueface baby. Bro, listen, look at the baby. The older the baby gets, look at Ronnie. Down to the teeth. Ask one of these ladies on the floor, man.
Damn.
Used. I think her last interview, she kind of told on herself.
What she said?
They gave nephew $100,000.
Basically said that she was still messing with Ronnie when she first started, when she was messing with Blueface.
No, we know that. That's what I'm saying. Look, Ronnie was in the delivery room when she had the baby. This why she went back to Baltimore to have a baby. Ronnie was dead, bro. Look at that baby. And look at Ronnie. I'm talking about down to the 2 front teeth. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why Blueface be moving around like he be doing. Now the shit's coming out. Okay.
Hey, you know what? You know what's crazy? I just thought about it. Like, she been making a whole lot of threats and shit, like in regards to Blueface life. And a lot of people on social media, they're like, yeah, bitch, you got, yeah.
Look, bro, there's gonna come a day where one of them little gonna get caught, and they're gonna use her as a get out of jail free card, and they're gonna arrest Krishan for the murder of Ronnie.
What?
Believe that. That's a fact.
But she sure been talking a whole lot of shit, talking about some, yeah, get the fuck up out the way.
If Wack 100 was lying, Krishan Rock would sue Wack 100. But Wack ain't lying. And the reason why Wack feels so confident is because there's been confirmation from Krishan Rock's own mouth. Like, Krishan Rock has...
Hey, shit. If Wack 100 said, damn it, it's facts, goddammit. Do your homework. Wack 100 don't miss on shit like this. He don't miss on Pig. He don't miss Pig.
Confessed to this through her own mouth. Now, Wack 100 would say this is very similar to Jimmy Henchman. How Jimmy Henchman was in New York, got a bunch of crash dummies. He was paying for hits. They were committing the hits, and he was getting away with it until the wrong crash dummy got caught, and they began to tell, right? Wearing wires, doing whatever they can to get Jimmy Henchman to fall, right? In the case of Krishan Rock, she's not that connected politically. Right? Like, like she's not up no $100 million. Like, she's not no Don in the streets, right? She's a little girl who probably put a hit out there and they came to collect a little bit of money, but they don't got no loyalty to her. So Wack breaks down, A, why he believes she's going to get arrested, and then 2, the circumstances that led him to think that she's involved.
When it come to me, a lot of...
Why? One of these little, just like they did Jimmy Henchman. Didn't nobody know until the got booked on one thing and they told the police, Jimmy paid us to kill this motherfucker. You know, can we make a deal? Yeah, it's only one way to control that, and the Italians showed you how to do that. And our politic ain't that deep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to knock down the knockdowner. That's it. So, with Ronnie, right? Let me give you the history. Remember when Ronnie was put her in the mall and they called the police? Remember Ronnie went to jail? He was in the mall. Like, that's my baby, this, that, and other, right? So look what Ronnie did. She pressed charges on Ronnie that day. So that week, Ronnie had a court date with Krishan Rock on Friday for the charges she pressed on Ronnie. Ronnie tells the on Monday, yeah, I got you, you stupid. You ain't smarter than me. Now that we gonna be in court, I can serve you the DNA subpoena, right? He said, I don't give a fuck about the case you filed on me. I got you right there. I'm gonna have them served in front of the judge.
You got his ass bumped off.
Lands Wednesday morning. This court date is supposed to be Friday that she got on Ronnie. Wednesday night, Ronnie dead in his driveway.
So did Blueface get a test?
She won't give it to us. We didn't try to listen. We didn't serve the. She act like she ain't served. You can't. It's only one name on that birth certificate. Only one. Hers.
So that video when they was like talking to her around the corner and the daddy was behind it.
I just double checked. That was actually 7 months ago, not years ago, but still, that was still a long time ago. Where Wack 100 knew beforehand, whatever Krishan Rock did, whoever she paid to murder Ronnie, it would be sloppy enough to where they're gonna get her, right? And that's before this week where somebody has came forward and said the police came knocking. They want to talk to him and interview him because he's been online talking about this Ronnie murder. Now, him and Ronnie was in the DMs back and forth talking about putting money on each other's heads. But he swear he had nothing to do with it. Now, he claims the police is interested in his relationship with Krishan Rock and what he can provide there. All right? So TMZ contacted, law enforcement. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. This response, a lot of people may overlook it, but trust me, this is bad news for Chrisean Rock, like really bad news, okay?
Hell yeah.
So the 2025 murder of Chrisean Rock's ex-boyfriend, Karan Khan, remains unsolved. But police tell TMZ the investigation is still active as detective continues working to identify and catch the killer, okay? Now, Justin Malachi, a rep for Anne Arundel County Police Department in Maryland, they told them, we can confirm that it's open in an active investigation. However, we're unable to provide any additional details. I'm gonna tell y'all this. A lot of y'all will overlook that and say, well, Flacco, no. If somebody contact you and say, hey, is Chrisean Rock a suspect? If you're not a suspect, oh, nah, hell no, she's not a suspect. No. Just like, for example, when Lil Durk was in his court case, right? Now, when they were investigating the murder of Stefan Mack, Lil Durk inquired with the city of Chicago if he was a suspect in his murder. They were back and says, no, he's not a suspect. We don't intend on charging Dirk Banks with this murder. If they reach out and say, hey, is Chrisean Rock a suspect? Do y'all intend on charging Chrisean Rock with this murder? There's a lot of people who is online claiming that she's involved. Do y'all intend on charging her with this murder? And they say, well, we can't comment on that, sorry. If she was not a suspect, they will say, no, she's not a suspect. That's like asking the police, hey, is Poetic Flacco a suspect? And hell no, he's not no.
Hell no.
But we already know that Chrisean Rock is on their radar and she's a suspect because when they came to talk to Quell, that's his name, Quell says, yo, they was inquiring about Chrisean Rock. They're curious about Chrisean Rock. So they already know that Chrisean Rock is involved somehow. And I'm just Chrisean Rock has already confessed. I'm sorry. She's already confessed. To a lot of people in the industry, that's just a fact. She got to be worried that before yesterday, the rumors of Chrisean Rock getting her baby daddy killed was just a rumor on Baddie's Twitter, right? Or Zeus Network Twitter, right? Or probably Zeus Network Reddit, right? These like real fringe forums. Now TMZ is writing an article about this. This is officially mainstream. This is officially one of the biggest stories of this year so far.
He might get locked up
and
for this
police
shit.
are the biggest cloud chasers on planet Earth, right? If they were taking their time, crossing their T's and dotting their I's, now you know they're about to expedite this. They're about to expedite this to make sure Chrisean Rock gets her accountability.
Yeah.
Because if the police was not paying attention before, now they know, oh, it's a major story. Oh, damn. This made TMZ.
If she did a chat, lock her ass up, throw away the key, goddammit. Shit. Fuck it.
Police are the biggest cloud chasers, bruh. They see this media attention, they gonna start chasing the story more. It's simple as that. If they already had Chrisean Rock on the board, they're about to hone in on her because they want that drama. They want that notoriety, right? They want to be able to be the person who put Chrisean Rock in jail. They want to make TMZ. That detective, that low-level detective, want his name to be on TMZ.
Oh, bro.
You got TMZ picking up this story. Oh, no, this is bad. Look at this, man. Look at this, right? Look at this, okay? So about a month later, Karan reportedly got into Chrisean's face at a mall while she was with her infant son and cops were caught. In February of 2025, Karan was shot and killed in Severn, Maryland, in what investigators believe was a targeted attack. Cops rushed to a home in the Baltimore suburbs after reports of a shooting and found Karan outside with multiple gunshots, as we guys already know, all right? More than a year later, police still haven't publicly identified a suspect or person of interest, and the case remains unsolved. Now, I don't know how soon. It may be a week, a month, it may be 6 months. I can tell you now, if there's somebody that does get arrested for this, in the words of Whack 100, oh, they finna tell on her.
Hell yeah.
They finna tell on her. And I'll be real with you. I won't be surprised if they already working, if they already telling, because if the police is already interested in Chrisean Rock, that means they know something that we don't know. Maybe Christian Rock got to talking too loosely with the wrong person and got to confessing. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? If you're...
Oh, she did that shit, chat. Trying to tell y'all. She like, I'm tired of this motherfucking nigga. He get on my motherfucking nerve. I gotta kill this nigga. I got an office as a something. On phone now.
Charleston,
God damn. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got.
Things are starting to get...
All right, man. We finna get into some Adrian Bronner, man. Things ain't looking good. Things ain't looking too good for him neither. Shit. We finna find out why. Let's check it out.
Very serious for Adrian Broner after a woman has came forward with some very disturbing allegations against the former boxing champion. Now, I want to make things clear from the jump. These are just allegations at this point, and we're not here to declare anybody guilty or innocent.
Now, before we dive into the video, here's something that you can actually do while you're bored. Play games and kids. All you gotta do is hit the link that's in my...
What is being alleged. And when you hear the details of the situation, there is a lot to definitely unpack. Broner has been one of the most controversial personalities in boxing for years. We've seen his ups and downs, and plenty of situations have played out in public, but allegations involving assault are on a completely different level, and we got to discuss these things carefully. Now, I'm going to show you guys some clips of the incidents that probably took place. We're going to speak about the woman. I'm going to actually break down the TMZ article that was written as well. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly what is being said. We're going to hear academics take on the situation, and then I'm going to give y'all my thoughts on the full context. As always, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Let's check it out.
Why they spamming TMZ, gang?
We on TMZ? We on TMZ?
Why they spamming it? I don't think they would be spamming it like that if it was good.
Bro, what? Who's suing me? Now somebody's suing me. You can't make this shit up. Now I'm being sued.
Yeah, nigga.
It's part of the game, bro.
Let me check the story.
I'm just saying though, like you. Of course you being sued, nigga. You know what the fuck you be doing on your live stream for one? Like you be disrespecting women, then be feeling on their ass, all type of shit. Like they be 18, 17 years old. Like nigga, you can go to jail, nigga. You 40-something years old, goddammit. Nigga, of course, you being sued.
Said somebody suing me for sexual battery.
Yes.
I don't know.
They just make up shit, man. They be saying bullshit.
You don't even know what the fuck going on.
He beat somebody for the pussy.
That's what it sounds like. What's the name? Who's that?
I don't know.
Who the fuck is Havana?
Oh, don't tell me that's the one when me and Ray J was playing.
But it was on what's the date?
That was last month. Was that in Miami? June says June 2nd.
You be on that NDA.
Yeah, no, for sure. But allegations, that's part of it. Let's not talk about it.
But still though, you gotta spend money for bullshit.
That's funny as fuck.
You might say you beat them up for the pussy.
Yeah, nah, hell no.
Oh, they ain't
Right? It's bright, bro.
That what happened?
He ain't do shit, bitch! Lying asshole.
I told you. Adrian Broner, yeah. I told you. Them boys, I'm telling you. I knew it was coming. Woo! Look at God.
Charleston White gonna be happy. He gonna jack off and have a party too.
Nah, you know the crazy thing is though, Charleston.
The crazy thing is we don't even gotta talk about it on stream.
No. You know the crazy thing is though.
No, the crazy thing is we shouldn't even talk about that dumb ass shit. Everybody go to them comments and put cap.
Talk about it.
Spam cap, nigga.
Now, I'm going to let Flacco break down the TMZ article so y'all can actually see what took place during the incident with Adrian Broner and the woman. Now, TMZ did drop her name, so we're going to actually see footage of the incident that took place that she's accusing of, Adrian Broner of this assault. Now, it's simply, I'm not going to say simply him throwing water on her because at the end of the day, that is considered assault. Even if it's water or what, regardless. If you throw something on somebody, that's assault, and that's what Adrian got to deal with right now.
We literally watch you do exactly what she's accusing you of. The woman suing Adrian Broner, her name is Havana Saint. So she claims she met Adrian Broner June 2nd at an after party. They invited her and her friends back to their spot. Now, when they got to their spot, she was too drunk to go home, so she stayed at the after party, and she stayed over the night. Adrian Broner was trying to crack her while she was apparently too drunk to drive home. Right, so she says, no, not happening. Now, if you watch stream, you know this is not this is not something that's like out of character. This is literally what Adrian Broner does.
My fault for stopping the video, but if y'all watch the shit, y'all know what's going on. This nigga is out of line. He's out of fucking pocket. What he be doing? This shit is true. Like, literally, she says no. Get the fuck on. He keep on dragging like bro. Come on, bro.
That's night in and night out. So she says no. I'm sorry, I can't do it. All right. So apparently, Adrian Broner like grabbed her hand, tried to put it to his meat. She says no. He tried to get her to give him oral. She says no. So she says no multiple times, okay? Multiple times she says no. Now, apparently, she left the next morning. Now, she came back a second time, which...
Stupid as hell. Why the fuck would you leave the same moment that happened, you supposed to fucking leave? I don't know why the fuck these motherfuckers stay. Like... No, Chad. I don't know.
Again, it's like a very bad idea for you to do that, right? So she came back a second time. Apparently, it was the same thing, but nothing like really like too bad happened, right? Now, this is where the lawsuit starts. June 8th, okay? After not seeing Adrian Broner for about like 5 days or so, Adrian Broner, Dean, and others was on another live stream that has nothing to do with Adrian Broner and Dean. This is just a separate live stream. The girl was on that live stream as well. Now, she ran into Adrian Broner on that live stream. Now, she was intoxicated. Adrian Broner apparently dragged her from the house and pressured her to come with him to his Encino home, which, by the way, this is on stream as well. We all watched it.
I didn't see that, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Now, once at Adrian Broner's house, he tried to get her to sleep with him. She says, no, I can't do it. Sorry. But she still stayed the night. Now, in the morning,
what the fuck?
After staying the night and not doing nothing with Adrian Broner, rejecting his advances.
My fault for stopping the video, but damn, like, cause you can't even really have no sympathy, you know what I'm saying, for motherfuckers like that after that. You gonna spend a night? After what he done did to your ass? What sympathy do we supposed to have for you?
For a second, third, and fourth time, Adrian Broner got up super angry and assaulted her. And we watched it take place on stream.
Bro. About to. Wake your ass up.
It's crazy, bro. Why would you do that?
Cuz, all you do is sleep. And sleep. I'm just so ass. Hey, nah, I'm like, chill, cuz.
This nigga in the Speedos.
Look what you started.
Hey, bro.
Water fight today. Yeah. You gonna be here? You gonna suck some dick? You gonna what on? You too. That's what's going on. Yeah. All day.
We literally watched him throw water on her and tell her, bitch, you gonna suck some D? Or you gonna get water thrown on you every time?
And now listen, I don't think this comes to surprise from anybody. Like if you've been watching Adrian and Dean streams throughout the last few months, you probably already know, like, bro, something was bound to happen. It was eventually gonna go bad. You got Adrian Broner constantly drinking, and then you surrounding him in a room with women, like he touching girls, he talking crazy, they disrespecting him. But then you got even Charleston White letting this man, like, bro, you had the opportunity, or you have the opportunity to make one of the biggest comebacks ever since George Foreman. But then you probably gonna end up throwing it away if you don't get yourself together. Like the fact that Charleston White got to be the one of all people to be.
White, man, this motherfucker's an idiot to me. But it just serves shit like this right here. Once again, you know what I'm saying? Positive. Until he started talking about dead kids and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody need to just, you know what I'm saying, slap his ass up a few times or something, goddamn.
Trying to talk some sense into Adrian Broner tells you a lot right there.
God to bless you to get back in the light, and the light's brighter now. You got the opportunity to have the greatest comeback in boxing history since George Foreman, my. Don't kill this opportunity with your own ways with the new opportunity.
I see a train wreck waiting to happen. Assault case, a rape case.
You don't find them funny? And maybe they're playing the content, doing it like
No. Openly angry, aggressive, violent, drunk, perverted, horny, freaky.
And listen, you can't even argue with Charleston on this point. Like, bro is right. Adrian really had the opportunity to make one of the biggest comebacks ever. Like, we seen bro go from the highest of the highs to the lowest of the lows. Publicly, we seen it multiple times. We seen this man flush dollars down the toilet, like disrespecting money, and then turn around and need money, or turn around and be saying he broke, or turn around and saying well, he ain't got the money to pay for his tab when he at the bar.
We can do a party for free, cool.
But how is he gonna get this money though?
He gonna get it back, man. Can we do a party or something?
Why am I bleeding, bro?
Well, no, because we got to square this up tonight.
Y'all taking me away?
Bro, I know you.
Baby, you don't want, bro. Come
You're
on,
not
bro.
from there, do that.
You ain't worth going to jail, bro.
I know you can't.
I ain't did nothing.
But you really want to
get some money tomorrow.
Did y'all order anything for me?
Yeah, bro. When everything we go. Yeah.
Hey, yo. Pay for this, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm right here at the front door. Yeah.
He didn't even make that today.
Bro, I don't have that, bro. What are you talking about, bro? You AB, bro.
Yeah, that's what he makes in 2 weeks, bro.
Right, you didn't make that in one night.
So, I mean, I think this goes to show a lot right now. Now, also, DJ Academic spoke about the situation. He gonna give y'all another perspective as well, because the main thing comes down to this. You need to get your shit together, boy. God damn.
There's a lot of attractive women that just flock to streamers now. You know, most of them have OnlyFans on the side. They're just trying to get the spotlight. So the idea what he's saying is that y'all weren't doing this. Well, I would counter, nigga, they weren't around you. Now, here's the funny thing I think about him threatening to like, yo, I will stop streaming. Nigga, that is not going to stop the allegations from coming. You know what made the allegations come? It's when you tell niggas you back rich. The moment you told these niggas that you rich. That's how it works though. When niggas think you have nothing to gain, or they have nothing to gain from suing you, you don't get sued.
Facts.
Let me tell you this. Doing content with a bunch of chicks, even if they're OnlyFans girls or not, right? Even if they're OnlyFans girls or not.
For a bag anyway.
Doing content with a bunch of girls, the moment AB announced he was back a millionaire, I knew the lawsuits were going to start.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I
told y'all. Like, shit, even clavicular, once they know the money's coming in, like, I read the lawsuit a little bit. It said that he poured ice on her because she refused to fuck. I'm going to read the full thing. I don't know if there's allegations of him actually, like, forcing. I don't know. But I say that to say a lot of like some of the stuff that's gone viral for them are basically just them being assholes. It's them being assholes to women. And I always tell people, especially with people with something to lose, unless you're like some ghetto nigga in the hood that nobody wants to sue you anyway, nigga, you don't even got money for a suit to go to court. The idea of, yeah, kick that bitch out, or yeah, tell that bitch to get the fuck out of here, or whatever y'all think is, let's not confuse hard on hoes or hard on thoughts with catching a case. I advise all men, take the L with women. Women are like docile creatures. You got to treat them like retarded kids, okay? They could kick and scream. They could swing at you, do whatever. You try to restrain them, they claim you beat their ass. It's women, bro. But even if it's not like something of that nature, if y'all are in a thing where you're kicking them out, or you're being rude to them, or you're embarrassing them, that turns to them now saying, you know what, he made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, he said this to me, which violated me, or, there's many different ways they could kind of code it where it's like, it's just trigger words that the whole internet's going to look at and be like, this motherfucker's a creep.
But listen, y'all, I need y'all to let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below.
Man,
Do y'all feel like Adrian Broner is going to end up getting himself in a whole lot of trouble, even worse than the situation right here if he continues?
Man, if he keep going the route that he going, motherfucker, yes, he's going to keep getting sued, motherfucker. Bro, ain't no way around that shit. Real talk, chat.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, man, we finna get into some Charlemagne the God, man. Let's dive deep into the story. Let's go.
Have lost their mind. People are really upset at the Breakfast Club for siding with one of their guests in their beef with the mayor of Atlanta. There's a group of guys called Earn Your Leisure. They have a financial podcast. They was on the Breakfast Club talking about this festival they do every year called Invest Fest. Now, Invest Fest is for profit. They sell tickets. They're aiming to make money, and people buy tickets and they show up and they learn certain things about investing. Well, they were on the Breakfast Club trying to shame the city of Atlanta and the mayor and the tax-paying citizens for, I guess, not giving them money for their for-profit event.
Do you just keep it in Atlanta? Kind of like how Essence just keeps it in New Orleans? Like, is it just one thing that it always stays there? Or do you say, you know what, we take it to another city?
Its home has been Atlanta for obviously for the 6 years. We flirted with the idea just because, you know, the lack of support that we've gotten from the city of Atlanta has been, you know, something that has been puzzling, but we come from grassroots, so we know how to build things from the ground up.
What is Atlanta not doing to make sure they're comfortable?
Atlanta's done nothing for us, and you know, it's an unfortunate situation, but it's one of these things. I think a lot of times when you're a black entrepreneur, a lot of things are just expected, like, oh, you got it, like, you good, or, you know, and it's like, if somebody else would come, like a Forbes or somebody like that, then they would roll out the red carpet, do everything, but this is good education, because it's like when you work with a city, there's a budget, and there's different things that they can do.
Subsidies, municipalities.
So they can help put up billboards. They can help be a liaison with the center. They can help with the police force. They can help with the budget. They can help with
transportation.
Rooms. They can help with rooms at hotels. They can help with so many different things.
When I heard this, I was so pissed. Bro, I was so pissed, and I was praying and hoping that Atlanta don't get hoodwinked and bamboozled. See, I don't got anything against EYL personally, because I don't know the brothers, right? Now, there are some people who swear by them, right? They call them good brothers. But Jay-Z has popularized this method, and I'm sick and tired of it. The method is rich people presenting an opportunity for thyself as an opportunity for the community. Jay-Z has done this with Tidal. He's presented Tidal as an opportunity for the community. Whole time, he the only one who benefited. Right. Jay-Z did the same thing for the Super Bowl. Whole time, he the only one who benefited from the Super Bowl deal. Jay-Z
with the goddamn Colin Kaepernick and with the goddamn Target shit too. Hell
he has about 10 different examples of how he has done this. Yo, bro, Invest Fest is a for-profit event. You're charging people a ticket. All right, you wouldn't put it on if you weren't making money. You're making a boatload of money for Invest Fest, a boatload of money. You now want the city of Atlanta to step in and give you money from the city books, taxpayers' money, to give it to people who are already rich for them to put on a for-profit event. Now, I can understand if again, this event was free. If this event was free, completely free, and the city of Atlanta was stepping in and helping brothers who are trying to do something for the community, understand. But the city of Atlanta is wrong for not stepping in and giving you money from their books for you to make more profit. I'm so lost and confused. Like, what are you talking about here? All right? The police officers working the event will have to get paid overtime. The rooms being booked will have to be paid for from out of city's money, right? Booking the event center would take money. So you want the city to essentially fund your entire event or fund portions of your event where only you benefit because you're the only one getting paid from this.
Yeah.
What are we?
Yeah, this motherfucker ain't trying to pay for none of the promotions. That's what it is, chat. He just want money. I'll give it to him. He don't want to spend shit. He don't want to spend nothing, chat. Bro.
Missing it.
That's what it is.
Now,
man.
I thought
that's the energy that's given.
Well, I thought everybody would agree with me, right? But apparently the Breakfast Club didn't, right? And I'll be real, I was starting to get worried as well because I heard through the grapevines, through the Breakfast Club, that the city of Atlanta had actually initiated a conversation with these people. So I thought, oh, damn, they're about to cave and give in.
A quick update as we wrap. I saw like people from the mayor's office in Atlanta in the comments under the clip. I saw a councilman in the comments under the clip. I saw some people upset that they had that conversation
what
here.
Good
but
came from it?
The good that came from it is the conversations have started. I don't know in detail which conversations, but what I was told was that they've had some conversations as early as of yesterday because of that clip with people who are in decision making roles in Atlanta when it comes to InvestFest. So I didn't think there was nothing wrong with them talking about that here.
Absolutely. If that's been their experience, this is their 6th year doing it. If they haven't had any help from the city of Atlanta, then why aren't they, afforded to talk about it?
Because multimillionaires who already turn a profit shouldn't be trying to dip into poor people's pockets to turn a bigger profit. That's just wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong for you to have a for-profit event that already makes a boatload of money and then tell the public they should fund aspects of that for-profit event so you can make more money. No, do it yourself. It's really that simple. Now, the mayor of Atlanta, he spoke out. Now, when I heard they were trying to have a conversation, I thought, bruh, they really about to cave in. But apparently, no, the mayor of Atlanta wasn't going for none of that, right? He said some things that really upsetted them, and here's what he had to say.
Earn Your Leisure, they do a big festival every year called InvestFest. They were here on the Breakfast Club talking about support that they did not receive from Atlanta. So that conversation went down, and we talked about this a bit, that it sparked a conversation, right? There were people who felt like Earn Your Leisure shouldn't have come on the Breakfast Club to have that conversation. There are people who felt like it's their right to do so if that's what they're experiencing.
And they also, Envy, you asked them a question.
Yes.
They
didn't come up here to talk about that.
Yeah, it's not like they came up here bashing the ATL and bashing the city of Atlanta and bashing the political infrastructure there. They got asked the question and they answered the question.
Honestly, yeah. So yesterday there was an event that went down. The mayor of Atlanta was presented the Courageous Leadership Award at the TS Foundation, which is a foundation benefit dinner that sends students to college. Now, as a part of him being on stage and speaking to the people while there, here's what was presented. He was presented by Andrew Young and Jamal H. Bryant, the Courageous Leadership Award.
Yeah.
Somebody said something on the radio in New York about Atlanta. Somebody was talking about support, talking about this and that. People talk a lot. And a lot of folks saying, Atlanta had to snap back at anybody to say anything about Atlanta. That's right. And so here we are standing in the Marriott Marquis that's led by a black woman. Standing in the Marriott Marquis led by a black woman. Big, the second largest convention center in the state of Georgia is the building that we're standing in. This city is substantial. This city is important. This city is consequential and it takes courage. So because of the work that y'all have done, because of the Stewart Foundation, the city of Atlanta is going to invest $50,000.
The mayor handled it so perfectly, right? He chastised him for even wanting the city of Atlanta's money when it could go to actual useful things, right? Instead of putting more money in your pocket. But instead, he donated $50,000 to a local black business. I feel like that's the right way to handle it, right? No, the city of Atlanta do help our own, but we're going to help the people who need it, not multimillionaires who want breaks from. No, not happening. So he donated $50,000 to a local business. Now, I'm thinking, well, everybody would agree with that, right? No, not the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club disagrees with the mayor and feels like he handled it like improperly, which to me is just freaking bizarre. And their audience feels the same way as me. Their audience is going off on them for essentially picking a side of who they believe are sketchy people. I don't know them personally. I can't call them that. But the entire comment section is like EYL grifters, EYL scammers. Like, it's crazy. These are actual people of Atlanta, and they're all siding with the mayor. Like, one person says, because Atlanta folks know the difference between community effort and money grabs. If EYL will throw events here, cater to community outreach, job training, more than scam-type education, then they would support. But we see what they on and what the city ain't with it by. Now, I don't believe it's a scam, right? Like, if they're offering knowledge in return for money, I don't think that's a scam. But what I would say is I'm not about to disguise that as, hey, this is for the community, so y'all give me y'all money so I could charge y'all to come to my conference. No, that's crazy.
Get the fuck on somewhere, man. Like, real talk. Like, y'all got all that money. Why the fuck y'all want us to do the shit for? Like, y'all got the shits. Like,
no. If I'm charging you, then I shouldn't ask for anything extra from the community. Another user stated, I think the city of Atlanta can do what they want with their money. InvestFest is for profit. These tickets are thousands of dollars. Respectfully, they don't need subsidiary or billboard. They make more than enough. What has EYL done to give back to the youth in the A or the city that would even inspire to subsidize the conference they throw? Come on now, let's be for real. Another person wrote, EYL is business for profit, not community building. They're using Atlanta as a venue, not building community in Atlanta. If they feel some kind of way, then take your conference to another city. So people not even tripping. People like, hey, bruh, like whatever you got going on here ain't really benefiting us that much, bruh. Take it to another city before you start asking for our money. All right, and see how much support you get there. I doubt any, and in some cases might receive pushback. Atlanta benefits them more than they benefit Atlanta. Breakfast Club is desperate for ratings, hence the Netflix deal, which didn't work out well as they had to turn back to YouTube for trying to bring their followers to Netflix. Breakfast Club is just a few years away from being canceled as they are a relic of traditional radio turned podcast. In the opening...
watching no Breakfast Club shit. I used to watch it back in, 2016? I ain't been watching that shit. Man, like 2020? Yeah, since then, I ain't been watching Breakfast Club since then, bro. I ain't gonna bet.
The segment, they admitted they read the comments. So after seeing how the people of Atlanta felt about EYL and them asking Atlanta to give money or trying to shame Atlanta for not giving money, well, the Breakfast Club decided they were going to come on their podcast and essentially go against what their entire fan base is saying, right? And side with EYL over the mayor, who, by the way, just gave $50,000 to a small business.
I'm going to be honest. This is my ego talking. I don't like him saying they was on a radio show in New York.
Nah, we syndicated in 130 radio stations.
This is the Breakfast Club, nationally syndicated morning show. How many markets? 130 plus?
130 plus markets, and we're on it every morning in Atlanta. Salute to Atlanta.
And on Netflix, every morning globally. Okay? Yeah, salute to 96.1 to beat in Atlanta. Come on now.
Yeah, well, I reached out.
That's just my ego.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. Once I saw that video, I was a little taken aback because the last I spoke to Earn Your Leisure, which we brought back here into the show and also discussed, they were in conversations with the city and with the mayor's office because there were people from the mayor's office in the comments of our social media when we posted that clip who, were saying, hey, if y'all want to talk, come have a conversation. Y'all went on one of the biggest platforms for us to talk, so let's finish the conversation. And Earn Your Leisure, I talked to the guys and they said that it's unfortunate he took this approach after we spoke to his team about creating solutions together going forward, but all good.
I think what the mayor of Atlanta did was whack. And this is the reason why I think it's whack, right? Salute to Mayor Andre Dickens. The reason it's whack is these brothers put on something that's great for the community, right? And they get tens and thousands of people, 20,000 people, and they continue to do it. And all they asked for was just a little help like a lot of these other corporations get, right? If no other corporations got help, if no other corporations got assistance with their events, then I understand. But if they're just asking, let's do this together, let's make this bigger together, because their event does nothing but help our people. And
it felt kind of lowbrow of Mayor Andre Dinkins to do that, because I didn't think Earn Your Leisure was disrespectful in what they said. It felt performative, when I saw what the mayor did yesterday. And I wish that they would all just have a conversation. Yes. I think that would be something good to have at InvestFest, right? Like maybe they should have that conversation publicly.
On a platform, because
absolutely.
I think people could learn from, both sides of it.
It's a financial literacy conversation.
100% of
absolutely.
What the city can and can't do, how you go about it, what we need, how we know, how we get to our number. I think that would be amazing.
Why the city chooses not to? Why they choose to do things? Like, I think that would be a great conversation to have at InvestFest.
But there are budgets when it comes to things like that. So even like when I did my car show in Virginia, the city wants to help, because if there is a positive event and they could get more students there, if they can give away scholarships, if they could be a part of anything positive, any city in the country wants to be a part of it, because at the end of the day, it's about helping the youth.
And they completely missed the mark with this one, bro. They completely missed it, bro. Yo, these are multimillionaires in DJ Envy and Charleston the God, and they're completely out of touch in this moment if they think that the people of Atlanta, right, who look at a pot of money that could go towards, I don't know, better roads, like community events. Like, I don't know, like it could go towards something productive, right? It could go towards, I don't know, scholarships, right? It could go towards something productive.
For sure.
You think poor people, want to take the pot of money that's going back into their community, like their tax dollars, and give it an EYL so they can make more money with their for-profit event? Man, all right, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section, bro. Again, this is the same Rock Nation play Rock Nation has been doing for years, man. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, right?
Yeah, that's that bullshit right there. That's that rich stay rich and the poor be poor, goddammit. Bro, that's what that shit is.
What's wrong with...
All right, y'all. We finna get into this, story about, man, I forgot folks' name, man. But he was in Streamer University, and Playboy Max, was also in Streamer University. And he was talking basically about how he be acting, like his femininity and shit like that. Like, if you know Playboy Max, he wasn't acting like that. It's like ever since he got the money and shit, I don't know. Like, he sold his soul or something, goddamn it, because that nigga wearing tracks, making this, edges slay, goddamn it.
Shit. When everyone plays the same.
Deep into it.
Isn't every streamer performing?
That's OJ Swag. A couple days ago, the internet buried him. I covered the story the day it happened, and I made the call canceled. No way back. Today, that call gets tested because I watched his whole defense. Some of it's real, but he still loses, and let me tell you why. But just know this is bigger than one man getting canceled. His entire defense sits on one idea: I was playing a character. If that excuse works, every streamer you watch just got a free pass. Say anything, hurt anybody, the character did it. So we're running his defense at full strength. Every argument. And by the end, you know.
My fault for stopping the video, but it's like the shit that I was just saying. Okay. My thing is, it's like, damn, nigga, why you acting like that? You got, now you got money, now you acting like this. It took somebody, shit, at least he said it. He told his ass, like, you a diva. Like, he's saying basically, it's okay to be a diva, a man to be a diva. What the fuck? Bruh, get the fuck out of here. Hell nah. Man.
Know if my verdict survives. If you're new here, here's the whole story in 1 minute. Streamer University, Castanet 5-day creator camp out in Arkansas. And on day 4, OJ Swag ran a whole mock lecture on Playboy Max, one of the biggest names on the campus.
Diva. On some fly shit. Why you wanna be a diva? Some fly shit. You're a demon. You need holy oil, right? You need to sit down in the holy oil. You need to go get a church bath and cleanse your body, right? I think you are confused. I think you need some.
He tells Max that he needs guidance, a church bath, that he's not no diva.
The thing is, he ain't telling him wrong, though. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like, what the fuck? Like, why is you downplaying shit that's real? Like, you not a diva. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a grown-ass man. Like, what the fuck?
Max just got diva tattooed, telling him his parents probably feel some type of way about him to his face in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers. And Max defends himself.
You're close-minded, but it's one love, bro. It's one love. It's one love, bro. It don't matter. Niggas gay.
But I'm saying you want to cry like a bitch because you want to, know what I'm saying, act a certain way. You want to, know what I'm saying, be a diva. You know what I'm saying? You weren't acting like this when you first, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning. That's what I'm saying. You weren't acting all zesty and shit at the beginning. Now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, you got clout. And, you know what I'm saying, all this motion going, you want to change up and shit, wet tracks and shit. And, you know what I'm saying, ain't no wrong with, you know what I'm saying, with all that other shit. But I'm just saying, like, bro, what the fuck, bro? What is you doing? Like, who paying you, nigga? Like, what the fuck? And you want to cry like a bitch.
They straight. Don't matter, bro. Why don't we just love each other, bro? So, I don't care, bro. Fuck OJ. If you fuck with me, nigga, you said that shit off camera. You could have pulled me aside. I'd love to talk to you off camera. Why you saying that shit on camera?
but it's cool. Love y'all, bro.
He tells people to embrace what makes them different, and then he shuts off stream after a whole 24 hours. But Max wasn't even the first stop. OJ Suave attacked a couple creators in under these couple hours.
Y'all, it's hot out here. It's so hot out here.
Oh my gosh. Blessings. Can I touch your baby?
I don't know.
You can't touch your baby?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't like black men touching the baby?
I don't like men touching my baby.
You don't like men touching your baby? Well, I don't know if I like your baby.
That's why you shouldn't touch my baby.
I don't know if I like
right there. I don't know. Right there. Right fucking there. See, you gotta have goddamn discernment around here. As soon as I said no, I didn't want to touch the baby. Oh, so you was coming with negative energy on my stomach. That's what I'm talking about. I should have smacked that shit out of his hand. I should have smacked his hand.
The internet was calling him the habitual vibe killer. The streamers on campus was pressing him. They were demanding an apology to Plaque Max. His answer that night was, I was joking. Then Plaque Max spoke out.
And if you care, my fault for stopping the video, but referring back to the shorty, I'm just saying, what if he just respect because you got a baby and you probably with your baby daddy, like y'all probably got a covenant together or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't wanna, you know, I'm just saying, shit.
What about me? Why are you doing that in front of hundreds of thousands of people? OJ, you have my number. We've DM'd before. I've known you since 2022. If you cared about me, you could have messaged me or you could have pulled me to the side. But you cared about likes, views, more than my well-being. So do not portray as you are trying to help and save me when you are just trying to boost yourself. And for that reason, I know you told Kai you feel bad and you want to talk to me, but you don't feel bad. I don't believe you feel bad. And I don't want to have a conversation with you because
he's not accepting the apology. If OJ really cared, that conversation would have happened in private. Oh, wait.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. If I was folks, the Jamaican folks that told us that, I wouldn't apologize for shit. God damn it. I said what I said and I meant what the fuck I said, bro. Shit. Like, if nobody ain't gonna tell you shit, I'm looking out for you, bro. Who paying you? Why are you acting like this? What the fuck? Like, you wearing tracks and weaves and shit? Nigga, I never seen you do this shit. So yeah, of course, like, what the fuck, man? And you want, like, motherfuckers cancel his ass because he's being real, though. That's the sad part about it, though.
From hundreds of thousands of people. And hold that word right there, private, because it decides this whole case. So that's the charge. Now let's talk about the defense. He came with 4 arguments, and 2 of them die fast. One is complicated, and one is half right, which is the dangerous kind. His first argument, the blackout. He said he was logged off for months, so he never saw Plaque Mac damage stacking up. But then he tells on himself in the same breath.
It's not like someone snuck a picture of my nails and posted it without my consent. I was prepared to showcase this. Now, if I had known, bro, you breathing crazy. If I had known that you felt a way emotionally regarding your diva tattoo, I would have never joked on it. But I really wasn't using social media. That, can I prove? I don't know. But all I know is I was playing the satire of the judgmental Caribbean Uncle Clive.
Can I prove that? I don't know. Neither can anybody else. So it stays his word. And even if it's true, it only explains why he missed the fallout. The lecture happened in person, on camera. Being logged off doesn't touch what he did in the room. Argument number 2, the word games. While OJ was quiet, other people ran defense for him. Sneeko went live, claiming Diva is connected to some type of demon. And OJ said that this is just strict elderly talk from where he's from. And look, the character exists. I'm not going to debate that. But that answers the wrong question. The real question is, did the room know it was a character? And one more thing, he claimed that bigger names on the campus actually said actual slurs, real ones, and nothing happened to them.
How did the word demon cancel me? I won't point fingers, but I'll point something meaner.
Okay, why did you call him a demon? Where did the demon comment come on? Was that for all gay people? That's my question. So
the demon comment?
Was that just for him or all gay people? Because that's the part I wanted to know.
Was just Caribbean satire. All right, and you know in Caribbean satire, they always have Westmont too. They have things like that.
And you a nigga, so stay in your place. Stay in your place, nigga. Stay in your place. Nigga, what you talking about?
Man, all because he said Diva is a fucking demon. Now, all the, you know what I'm saying, the people that don't like women, you know what I'm saying, that like men, all on his bumper now. What the fuck, man? He was just like, am I wrong? Like, am I tweaking or something? Like, he wasn't talking about y'all ass. Hey, I don't know.
Some kind of way, you know, a lot of niggas, bro. It's my place.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Get everything off your chest because they still gonna clip you back anyway, so it really don't matter.
And that's definitely an interesting topic for another video. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do some research on that and drop my take on it. But those two arguments were just the warm-ups. The next two is why this whole video even exists. The third argument, the history. OJ says that him and Max had a whole private joke language. Says the first time he met Max, he told Plaqueboy Max to not be bendable. And Plaqueboy Max called himself a flexible ruler.
Max, you don't remember me? You don't got games on your phone?
What the fuck is he doing?
The first time we met, I told you not to be bendable. And you told me you were a flexible ruler. And we joked on that topic for nearly 2 hours. You know how I joke. And you always knew how I bantered. You know me.
You're bendable. Okay, I think we're all bendable then for the right nigga, right? Man, I'm a ruler. What are you talking about? I could never fucking bend. I'm a hardwood ruler.
He said we all bendable for the right niggas. What? What? Nigga, what?
Nigga, what you talking about, bro? You bugging, bro. Some rulers actually are flexible now, so. Yo, bro, you never had the. What is this nigga talking about? You gotta face the facts, bro. And I think you're not being objective right now, bro. Bro, listen. No, you're not using my term right.
And I'm not gonna lie, if this is true, I can understand what he's saying. Two friends talking to each other is a different sport, but he should have known Max wasn't on that time. But of course, that story only has one source, and Max hasn't confirmed any of it. Even if that was true, that doesn't give him the right to just come and go off on him in public, in front of everyone. And his fourth argument, the big one, this is his best card, if anything.
But my question to you is, why should I have told you that off stream if that's how we joke and banter on stream? If I wasn't joking and I was serious, why should I have said that privately when you have done all of those things publicly? What separates our character if we both play one?
Max said the conversation should have been private. OJ trying to flip it, trying to say everything Max does.
Low key, yeah. I agree. He should have, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Cameras over there, man. We finna talk. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Talk over there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of that shit, like, on camera, let him, you know what I'm saying? I agree with that, for sure.
It's public. The tattoo was posted public. The streams are public. The persona is public. So why does the criticism has to be whispered? And then he stacks it with every streamer is a performer, even the good one. He said Dave Chappelle plays a character and gets grace, and so does Michael Blackson. So why is it any different for him?
If it was Michael Blackson or Dave Chappelle, it would have been funny because the media understands the character that they play. But because the media doesn't know me or understand my character, I gotta be the side character, the background character, until I'm the main character. But what if I already feel like the main character? Touch me, boy!
I'm gonna tell you one thing, this guy is crazy for even comparing himself to Dave Chappelle or even Michael Blackson. Because we know everyone on the screen is performing. That's the facts. That's half of what this channel covers. And when he says small creators don't get character grace, that's also a fact. But Dave Chappelle walks on stage with 30 years of context. Guy like OJ Suave, he gets read literally. And the clip economy is gonna strip that context. On purpose, of course. The realest line in this whole video, his boy actually said it. They're going to clip you back anyway. These people understand the machine better than half the channels covering him, and none of it saves him. Every single point he made is about the machine. The charge was about Max. He got asked, why did you break the persona on camera? And he answered with the whole lecture on how the industry actually works. A broken industry doesn't make what you did fair. So let's grade what he actually did by the only rules that matter here. Let's break down the blueprint. Playing a character is legal. Comedians do it every night of the week, but most bits has rules, and they're way older than streaming. Let's break down 4 of these rules. Rule number 1, the room has to know it's a bit. When Chappelle walks on stage, everybody in the building signed up to be a character. Now listen to OJ describe his own situation. That's a confession. The media doesn't know my character. Exactly. The whole world took it straight because no one ever told them that there was a costume. Can't run a bit on the crowd that never got the memo, then get mad at the crowd for believing you. He built this character so deep that he removed his own ability to read the room. Remember that for rule 3. Rule 2, the target gets a door. Insult comedy works because the room is consented. You bought a ticket to a roast, you know what building you just walked into. Blackboy Max got ambushed mid-broadcast at an event that he was working on. No ticket, no door. And here's why OJ's public versus private card lands real short. Posting a tattoo invites opinions. Every comment section on earth proves that, right? There's a difference between the internet having opinions about your tattoo and a man building a whole live segment around breaking you down to your face. One is public life, the other is a staged event starring a target who never even agreed to be on the show. Rule number 3, the lines move when the laughing stops. Every comedian alive reads the room. The second a joke stops landing, you break character, or you're just being cruel in a costume. Blackboy Max has stopped laughing. He shut down, and here's OJ days later.
My question is, if Max didn't cry, would this have been as big of a situation? My other question is, people say my delivery, I shouldn't have done it on stream, but it's like, don't we do everything on stream? Weren't all the acts public? So what happens when I say something public? It's too hard and it's too abrasive. Well, what happens if I apologize for my delivery?
He thinks that
shit, it's just content, right? Hey, chat. It's just content. It's just all content. It's just content. It's just content. That's all it is. It's just content. It's just content.
That question is his defense. Let's flip it. Crying is the only reason it blew up. Then the pain was the product. That question convicts him with his own mask. The room broke, but the mask stayed on. Rule number 4, the character doesn't get to do the apology. He said he apologized to Blackboy Max, but that apology wasn't really sincere. But that's the whole case. 4 rules, 4 violations. And his own clips did most of the work. I just put them in order. And that's what this channel is. If you're tired of those drama channels screaming over clips, and you rather understand the system behind them, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is the channel that explains the system behind the drama. And yeah, this story is still moving, because while he was uploading his defense, the internet ran his own play right back at him.
Bro, everybody in that church think I'm Ben, bro. And they just be sitting down watching my stream like, look at this unholy, look at this unholy. I'm not saying the F. I'm not saying the F. Somebody said, wait, you're straight? Bro, I'll make your mother laugh, bro. I don't like when y'all do that, and the reason I don't like when y'all do that is because I do not have to conform to your generic, dirty, idealistic notions as to what you believe males should act like. You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are very dirty, bro. A lot of y'all.
That's a resurfaced OJ clip, emotional, talking about the people at his church and how they're watching his streams and judging him. So he knows the feeling of being read wrong by people who kind of already decided who you are. So the man who knows exactly how it feels to be judged for how he presents himself ran the exact play on somebody else as content. So to tie it all up, this guy is still canceled, and that video was super weird. Definitely reminded me something that comes out of like Adult Swim or something like that. But playing the villain is a job, and people do it every day and keep it clean. The rules are simple. Tell the room it's a bit, give the target a door, drop the mask the second somebody stops laughing. And he went 0 for 3, and then he sent the mask out to do an apology. But that's why his door stays closed. But make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the official society. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like he ain't said nothing wrong anyway. I don't even know why he apologized. Shit, I would have just said what I said and just kept it moving. Fuck it, nigga. I said it. Shit, nigga. Goddamn, what you gonna do, nigga? Nah, it's fine. What the fuck? Man.
The biggest criticism
All right, y'all. We finna go into some more streaming university. You know what I'm saying? In a criticism way. Let's dive deep.
About last year's Streamer University was quite simple. You hear the words university, so you think of classrooms, schools, higher learning, degrees, all of this stuff like that. But last year's Streamer University felt more like a content campus than an actual university.
I ain't the regular professor, nigga. I really let that bitch blow in this bitch. I don't give a fuck about this job.
India could walk in this goddamn room right now. I ain't never met her. She could turn her head and say, nigga, I need that. Boy, how much? I see how much I got in my wallet. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what number you at.
While those are important life lessons that I think Ben Dadon and DDG were teaching, this wasn't necessarily aligning with the concept of what a university actually is. This year, I think that there was a solve though. The professors from this year's Streamer University were brilliant. They were genius. He brought in creators to be professors that had expertise in content strategy, networking, branding, and production.
Out of a lot of things that I pay attention to the most, I pay attention to the classes on this campus. And genuinely, when you could just focus real quick and just listen in a lot of these people's classes, you're going to leave with something that you have learned brand new.
And for the first time, the classes felt like the most important thing at Streamer University. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way for the channel. I think by the time this video uploads, we'll be at 180,000 subscribers. Woo. Community! Based on these lessons right here, we are only gonna grow to be bigger, so get in early while you can. Now, back into the video. This video that I'm making right now is probably one of the most important videos that I have made, because if you are somebody who is watching my channel in aspiration to be a streamer or content creator, you need to tap into this one. Last year, Agent 00's classes stood out because he approached teaching like it was a real responsibility. He didn't only enter these classrooms to entertain people or manufacture clips. He gave out the game that he so desperately desired in his years of coming up in content creation, and through all the years of learning these things, he put it into a package and presentation that could be easily digestible and could impact people. This year, Constantine seemingly expanded on this approach. And I think there's no better person to look at in this new expansion of this approach with the professor lineup than the person who won Professor of the Year in Ludwig.
This is an example of two separate videos that I've done. One where I recorded the intro beforehand, the other one where the intro is just from the stream. Look at the difference, bro. 70% of people were watching at the 1 minute, 12 second mark. And I recorded the intro. That was the Magic Chameleon one you just saw. The other intro, 41%. More than half the people left a minute in. By the way, that's a 2-hour video.
Not only did Ludwig create some PowerPoints about some general concepts and ideas when it came to content creation, but he actually did a real deal deep dive into the pitfalls that a lot of content creators hop down into. If you have not, I suggest that you watch all of Ludwig's segments from top to toe. He looked at people's individual channels and gave them advice.
Works for YouTube, your YouTube's bad though.
How can I improve it? Can you give me a 30-second rundown?
Put an effort, you don't try. What do you do for your YouTube?
I think of ideas for stream and I double dip.
Like, does the editor take it, or do you go, hey editor, we're gonna do this. This is how I wanna package it. Or do you just fucking let them do their thing?
I let them do this thing.
Every single week, I get into a call with every single one of my editors. I tell them the game plan for that week.
And in an act that almost brought me to tears, he even advocated for those behind the scenes when it comes to creating content, helping the creators get their content out to the world.
Because you lost someone really good. It's not easy to find a good editor. You could have an awesome editor. He would have devoted to you all his time, his life. He would have crushed it. You f***ed up.
I'm a crumb.
So now you have to find another editor. You have to give them a reasonable workload. And then if they're good, you hold on to them and you pay them what they're worth. You know what my editors make? How much? Hundreds of thousands.
His advice matters because it came from years, and I do mean years, of creating content, building live events, and consistently creating good performing content. He challenged the generic motivational content of consistency, dream it, wish it, want it, do it, that a lot of these YouTube gurus and advice people give out. Believing in yourself doesn't automatically mean that people are gonna watch your content or that you even made good content. And consistency does not help when someone repeatedly makes content viewers don't want to watch. But it wasn't just him. Streamer Senna did a really good job in her performance as a teacher by talking about the importance of building a network as a way to further your career as a content creator.
I was doing good in 2023. I got viewers, so I missed it at like 2K, whatever. I did that collab with Agent, changed my life. And from there, I met Ray, I met Kai, I met everyone, and I kept meeting all these people that I'm still friends with to this day, okay? Not only did I make friends
Go ahead.
and make networking connections, I grew, and we all grew. You know what I mean? It was amazing. Agent and I did our Zombies marathon. We both hit sub records. The reason I bring that up is because leeching is a term that I think has ruined streaming, because y'all are so scared to like interact with one another, and you don't want to like piss each other off, and it will ruin your time here. because that's what this is for.
Mind you, for the most part, this is a classroom full of small creators taking in this advice. And small creators constantly say they need connections. They need the bigger name to make content with them. And if you look at that Aisha Sophie video that we talked about just a couple of days ago, this is the exact class that she needed, even though she did get this lesson IRL from Senna. But overall, while the smaller creators are saying that they need these connections in order to go big, they don't necessarily know how to establish said connection. You open up the idea that a connection won't just build a career for you, it may be a stepping stone of it all, but what you do after that is very important. Overall, this year's professors covered different areas of the industry that are pivotal to being a greater content creator instead of just giving this broad general advice about content creation. The classes felt way more intentional because each professor is teaching from something they have personally experienced. And I think that bringing in the experienced creators gave the students access to better information, but Streamer University became more valuable because ultimately those lessons expanded well beyond the classroom. Instead of just telling students how to be successful, professors like Agent literally put them through exercises that forced them to think and operate like real creators.
Yo, Josh! I need to tell you before this experience is over. Change your name, bro. Change it? Take the f***ing part out, but take the f***ing out, though. It's a V. I'm not calling you Flippin' Josh, right? So I saw fucking Josh, you fucking Josh to me. But eventually, you know, you're gonna be fucking broke because you ain't no fucking brand deals. So you wanna get a fucking brand deal, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna wanna fuck with a fucking Josh, even if you're a great fucking dude.
I mean, that's just solid advice. You remember in school, you had that one professor that was...
Hey, that's real spill, though. That's real shit right there. Like... Hey, Jules dropped, goddammit.
Strict about the hours that they were operating. You might have had questions when you got home or over the weekend, but you couldn't really give communication to them. But then you probably had that one professor that was willing and able to answer emails. If you saw them out in public, you were able to ask them questions. They hung around the school and stuff like that. Those were the best professors. And Agent 00 and a lot of the other streamer professors at Streamer University were exemplifying what a good professor should be. Agent took his role as professor extremely seriously. His presentations/classes were informative, and they put things into perspective for the students. Agent was teaching them that it's beyond the viral clips and the larger viewer counts. Successful content usually requires planning, structure, packaging, collaboration, and clear reason for a viewer to stay and for a brand to connect with you. But outside of the random advice that he would give to content creators that were walking around the campuses and stuff like that, I think one of the best things that he did is take an idea that I know from personal experience that Agent loves and bring it to the main stage in his content creator Shark Tank.
Hi, Sharks.
So my name is Clarence NYC.
I'm Fumi Bean.
I'm Coach Corey. And I'm Pudgy.
Today we're going to present the Great Reset, which is a 7-day course of resetting your mind, reclaiming your body, and reinventing your style.
All right, it's a no for me, dog. I heard your idea. I love the premise. I believe in the concept, but it's a very expensive concept. It's a no for me.
Agent loves this Shark Tank idea, guys. I think the activity forced content creators to critically think. I think a lot of the ideology and thought process behind content creation is just cut the camera on and go. Go out there, react, and do all these other things. Oh, I have this idea of a plan or a concept of a thought, and it's fire, so I want to go and execute it. But this class and this exercise, you know, purposefully made content creators think about the logistics behind it all. Is this really doable? I have a budget of $10,000, I think was on the line. And can we get this done within budget? And in the example with the flipping Josh, he gave him solid and sound advice that sounds like a no-brainer, but again, because of what I said earlier, how content creators are just so on the go, spontaneous mindset, it never really connected with him until Agent said it. A simple name change can go so far. Just taking out some of the cursing or taking out some of the explicit content that you put out there can literally separate you from making $0 in brand deals to, you know, hundreds of thousands or a limitless amount of money in brand deals. Based off of that clip that we had seen, it seemed like nobody had ever even forced Josh to critically think about what may be the consequences of having in your name as opposed to something totally different. Josh could have had the best content in the world, and it would have all had to have been funded by his own pockets and never with sponsorship dollars, simply due to the fact that Nickelodeon, Adidas, Puma, or whoever wouldn't be willing to tie their name to somebody with a curse word in the name.
But eventually, you know, you're gonna be broke because you can't no brand deals. So you want to get a fucking brand deal, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna want to fuck with a fucking Josh, even if you're a great fucking dude.
And that's why the university aspect of it is all so important. This stuff expanded so far beyond the class. The way that the professors moved this year made content creation become more of a universal lifestyle 24/7 talking point. point, as opposed to, hey, we're attending this hour-long class here. Once we leave, we can kind of put that stuff to the back of our minds. I think the best part of all of it was that the flipping Josh, or whatever his new name is, was receptive of the idea.
Oh, he already changed it. Oh, yeah. Nigga. Hey, gotta let the Billy Goats, man. Hell yeah, bro. I love that for you, man.
It shows that Josh is more coachable. And I think that being coachable doesn't mean just taking the content creator says for 100% face value. It means considering the criticism, understanding the logic behind what it says, and then changing only if the advice then makes sense. I like the Shark Tank idea because it was a realistic look at what happens when ideas meet actual criticism.
When motherfuckers give you a knowledge, you apply to the knowledge. You feel me? You apply to the knowledge. You know what I'm saying, chat?
Concept sounded cool and exciting until the judges kind of questioned the budget or execution or the audience and all that stuff.
This idea feels like a bunch of ideas conjoined together. I actually have the very unique experience of doing something like this, like a weight loss marathon. We did it for 10 days, and we made the mistake of spending a ton of money on things that we did not need to spend money on. It did not add much to the actual content. The loss was worth it. It was phenomenal content, but I'm not gonna do something that crazy again unless the price justified a thing.
But the impact of Streamer University cannot be measured by one change that's made while you're at the event. The real results show when the streamers go home and have to apply those lessons that they learned in real time.
Yo, bro, what I don't want to hear is 8 months from now when Kai's booting up his next Streamer University. Damn, man, all the people from this Streamer University didn't take it seriously. You got the opportunity to come here. Do you know how rare this is? You are on one of the coolest events ever hosted in streaming history, and you're giving it your all while you're here. And then you're gonna go home, and the expectation is you're gonna continue to give it your all. So I need y'all to really take this seriously. Streaming is fun, but the same way basketball is fun, hoopers are expected to hoop when hooping might not be that fun, when they gotta run laps, when they might be hurt, when they might be tired, when there might be stuff going on in their lives. So, you know, streaming's not the hardest job in the world, but the more seriously you take it, I guarantee you will see way, way more dividends.
At this point, Kai Cenat and the other professors at Streamer University have given these students exposure, mentorship, networking, and practical experience, and access to millions of viewers. Streamer University now looks bigger than just some sort of creator event, but more streaming boot camp or content creation / talent development program. But at the end of the day, Kai Cenat cannot give these streamers and content creators the discipline or the consistency or the audience retention or a clear creator identity. And he also can't force them to take the lessons that they learned while they were there back home to the crib and then apply them in real life. The real test comes now. Streamer University's last day is today, and going forward, they will have to take all the notes, all of the videos, and all of the things that they learned while they were on campus and apply them in real life. Mind you, the audience that they once saw, based off of the statistics that Ludwig brought to the forefront, will most likely dissipate. The people that they built relationships with will go on to their own corners of the map and most likely burrow into their own attempt at becoming some sort of big content creator. And this is where you need to really focus in on developing relationships and maintaining them, developing those good habits and maintaining them, and work on the craft with the tools and skills that you were given during these past few days at Streamer University. They need to develop formats and storylines that work without the major creators being around them. They need to turn that temporary exposure into people who return regularly. Last year, Streamer University proved that it could produce entertaining content, but this year, Streamer University, to me, proved that it can develop better creators. The event can provide the education, they can provide all the resources, they can provide the tidbits and the tips and the tricks, but the students are then responsible for what happens afterwards. And I think it would be a decent litmus test to judge Streamer University based off of the streamers who succeed and continue to grow once they leave the campus. And I think that's what makes this year so different than last year. The biggest criticism of last year's Streamer University was that it was filled with just content and the school part was missing out. The school was more of like a place and space for the content event to be held, as opposed to it actually teaching people how to maintain viewership and get real life lessons. This year, I do believe that Kai Cenat addressed that criticism. He took what Agent 00 did last year in his class that made him win Professor of the Year and implement that into other professors that he would bring in who would have their own expertise about how to be better content creators. Ludwig gave students an honest reality check. Senna taught them how relationships create opportunities. Agent explained the strategy behind successful content and forced students to defend their ideas. Streamer University feels much, much closer to their namesake as opposed to just, you know, a place and space where people get their content on. It's not because it has the classrooms, not because it has famous creators, all professors, but because the lessons could genuinely improve a student's career. And I'll say this to any student who may be watching this video that just attended Streamer University. I don't think that people really realize how much people would pay to sit in the position that they sit in. And not just from a perspective of exposure, but I myself would pay tons of money to have Agent 00 look at my channel and give it criticisms, to have Ludwig look at my channel and give it criticisms, to have Senna talk about, you know, how I can network better. Those things are so invaluable and for the most part inaccessible. You can't just DM these people for the feedback. Trust me, I have tried. Not specifically to these creators, but just the general sentiment. So please don't take the moment that you got lightly, because this can be life-changing, bigger than the moment of you getting a jacket that said you went to Streamer University, but the $1 million worth of game that you literally got while on campus.
This Ryan Clark situation is so heartbreaking.
When they do that shit though, cause I can't never get my intake. God damn it. But my intake is apply the knowledge. Nah. But yeah though. You know what I'm saying? Real shit though. You know what I'm saying? Consistency and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Just keep on going. And not only that, if y'all still here, you know what I'm saying, subscribe and like. That shit come a long way, man. Real shit. If y'all like what y'all see, subscribe to that shit. The show. And I'm finna be signing out, man. I'm tired as hell. God damn it.